You have heard the news of a mad ogre that is raging through the woods near the small village of Spilling Springs. The Ravene woods is where this ogre is traversing and attacking, uh, ambushing, stealing. Luckily, he hasn't killed anyone yet. These merchant caravans have been ambushed, the items taken from them that are traveling through. Now, even lone travelers are being ambushed, and their little measly coin purses have been taken by this mad, raging ogre. The menace is causing such disruption of the flow of commerce that the merchants have started slowing down coming through this area. The village of Spilling Springs has put out an offer of a $250 gold piece bounty for anyone who is brave enough to enter the ravine woods, or maybe hopefully find the ogre on the road itself. Bring them the head of the ogre for this gold piece bounty. What a simple job for you, being experienced adventurers. We start out this adventure known as The Rage in Ravine Woods, using Untold Adventures by James Michael Spahn. You six, party of six, have been traveling, heading to the village of Spilling Springs. As you're traveling down the road through the ravine woods that goes to the Spilling Springs. And we'll start out with you, Mike. If you can tell me about the two characters that you've created, tell me about them and who they are, what they are, and what they're thinking about as you're headed to Spilling Springs.
First character I'm playing is John Bung. John is a human tomb raider, the sixth son of the sixth son, which means that he is absolutely nothing. So, knowing that there's nothing for him at home, he's set out abroad to try to make a name for himself and hasn't been that successful with it. So he pretty much keeps to himself. He likes his liquor probably a little too much, but this sounds like easy gold for him, and it's a nice change of pace instead of creeping around dark tombs to maybe get out into the woods and have some fresh air about him. The other character I'm playing is Winslow Onesock, a gnome shaman. Winslow's a old codger that prefers the life of running around with the animals than he does to other humanoids. He tends to be a grump about things, and he's looking to quell the disruption in the forest that has got all his chipmunk friends and his squirrel friends in a tizzy, and he's trying to be a champion to those people or those creatures. And that's pretty much that.
We will see if the gnome can save the day for his chipmunk and squirrel friends then. As we pan over to you, Alex, if you can tell us about your two characters and their information.
I'm playing Dono, the lizard folk spellcaster. She was... So basically her story is some halflings found an egg, halfling merchant caravan did, and then they took it around for a little bit. Turns out it was a lizard folk egg, so they basically adopted her, and so that's why she worships the halfling goddess of luck, because she is a halfling as far as, her culture goes. And then I'm also playing Pasi, who is a changeling, and he just likes wandering around, and he thinks magic is hard, so he decided to be a warrior instead.
All right. We will see how their talents come into play when they find the mad ogre. Crystal, tell us about who you're playing and what they are and etc.
My first character is Louise. She's a halfling swashbuckler. And unlike most halflings, she always found the life of peace and everything that she had just really boring and dull. And so the day that Dono said that she was going to leave the town to explore the world, against the better judge or against the judgments of the other halfling, she decided to set out with her old friend that she had grown up with, like her whole life practically. She wanted to see the world and do all the things that she was told she could never do because she was a halfling. And so that's why she's here today. My second character is an elf blade dancer called Doran, and he's a bit of a skirt chaser. He likes impressing the ladies. He usually tries to stay in town long enough to run up a big bill in a tavern until they just won't accept it anymore, and then he will go on an adventure to get away from that town, so he doesn't have to pay his tabs. And so that's why he's here with this group today. He heard that they were going after the ogre, and he needed to get out of that last town he was in. So he joined with this group.
Sounds good. We'll see how his luck changes with this group, or for the bad or the worse. We'll find out, I'm sure, soon. It's mid-morning, a beautiful, bright, sunny mid-morning. The squirrels and the chipmunks that the gnome would know as friends are scattering out through across the road in front of you as you're making your way down the road that goes through the Ravene woods en route to Spilling Springs. You haven't met any of the merchants that you've heard about or the tradesmen coming through. You haven't even met any long travelers, knowing that these roads are going to be very sparse with the news that's past few weeks of this mad, raging ogre that is decimating everything in the area. You start seeing some tree trunks and things that have been smashed and crashed and probably would appear to be maybe some of the locations of where these attacks have taken place as you're moving through, but it's still quiet, still very peaceful. Who would be leading the way? How are y'all going to be grouped up?
John will probably be straggling behind.
Yeah, Doran's probably going to keep sort of to the middle of the group. He's not going to get too far ahead. And Luis will stick next to Dono, her lizard folk friend.
I was gonna say Dono probably will stick close to the middle, but Hasi's all about being in front if no one else wants to be. He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll put Fasi up front, and then as he's moving along, and you come around a little bend there in the woods on this road. This is what Fasi sees sitting on the edge of the road as you see this wood totem pole that stands about 8 foot tall. And it's been nicely carved, and you can tell the head of it is a carved ogre's head. And you see the mouth opened, and you see a metal band that goes around, and it seems that the mouth itself is made out of some type of metal and steel as it's open real wide. And sitting inside of this mouth, you see like a very small chest with a clasp on it that is locked. It's about 20 feet in front of you, just sitting there on the side of the road, about 8 foot tall, as I say.
Yeah, Hasi's just gonna ignore it because that's an obvious trap.
Doran is going to say, well, that's an ugly looking fella.
Winslow finds this incredibly fascinating and begins to attempt to scale the totem pole to get a closer look at it. Since he does have some understanding of mechanical devices and traps and that, he's going to be a little bit wary as he gets closer to those teeth.
Yeah, he climbs up, and it teeters just a little bit. Of course, you're small, so I mean, it doesn't plump over anything on you. And you get up there and you see this little chest that appears to maybe be 3-4 inches wide, maybe 6-7 inches long. It's a little metal chest with a clasp that is closed. And you can tell there's a little bitty tiny lock on it. It's just sitting there inside of his mouth.
Oh, well, I'll check. Is there any way that this is a trapped thing, or
What do you have that you're going to use to do that? Anything special, or?
let's see. Does he have lockpicks? No, he does not. He's got a broken walnut shell. He'll take
You
that.
have adventuring gear.
That's true. I do have adventuring gear. I have lockpicks.
Mm-hmm.
I will use that for one of my slots.
All right. Do you just start trying to open it with it still in this mouth, or you want to take it out, or how are you going to do it?
Well, exactly how small am I? I mean, I'm thinking the description I got, I could be anywhere from 3 inches to 3 foot tall. What are your
Yeah,
what
I
is
was
your
thinking. I
expectation?
was thinking, what, probably 2 to 3 foot tall, roughly. Don't you? That's what just me guessing.
Okay, I'll go with that. I will try to carefully. If that doesn't look like it's attached to anything, I'm just going to pull the chest out then.
Yeah, you reach in even with both hands. I mean, being small yourself, I mean, you were able to reach in there and grab the chest. And as soon as you pull it out, roll me a d6.
That's a 4.
As soon as you pull it out, the mouth closes.
Excellent.
And when it does, you feel the thing. You would be in a gnome. You would recognize the mechanical something inside this totem pole. Is maybe some gears or something start working. It starts falling, and unfortunately, you are trapped on it as it falls to the ground and falls on top of you. And you'll take two points of damage as this thing falls on you. And roll me another d6 as it falls on top of you.
It's 5.
You start working your way out of it, and you hear this like a very hissing noise. You start seeing the bottom of it as it falls open. This acid-looking, bubbling stuff just starts coming out, and it's gonna get you for 3 more points of damage, as you're not able to get out of the way fast enough. This acid just starts pouring out and pooling around on top of you.
I start laughing. This is fascinating. This is incredible. What a genius trap. It even fooled me. Can I try to pry myself out of this trap before more damage is done?
Yeah, you're able to get yourself. You just weren't fast enough at first to get yourself out, but you're able to pull yourself on out after that and get out of the way before this acid keeps pooling out in a 5-foot radius or whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to start deconstructing this immediately.
Well, when you start to do that, you hear twang, twang, as some arrows start coming from the side of the deal. So, Mike, if you will, we'll start out with you. You can roll a d6 initiative for me.
That's a 5.
All right, your group gets to go first. You hear twang, twang, twang as these 3 arrows come flying out. Appears to be coming from some brush, maybe 20 foot to the side of where you are. They all miss, of course. You don't see anything besides maybe some of the leaves or something moving at this point.
Louise, I'm sorry, Mike goes first. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I think we go as a party, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
he goes first. So
if you want to take action first, Mike, you can. Or if not, it's party initiative. So whatever y'all want to do.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, Winslow's just going to. He's kind of not even concerned about the arrows right now, because really this contraption is just he's just fascinated by it, because clearly some brilliant mind put this together. And he's just digging away. He's trying to get as much cover as he can behind the totem pole, but he's going to just rip that thing apart to see exactly how it. And then he'll also pocket whatever gears and that he can get out of it.
Yeah, if you want to start working on that totem pole, you're able to maneuver back around and get behind it enough. Maybe the acid's not in that area, so you're able to do that. What about John?
John will immediately go for his sword and grabs his shield off, and he'll charge over there. He doesn't care.
Is he going to charge into the
He's
the
going to
brush
charge
area?
into the brush. Yeah. He's going to raise up his shield, draw back his arm, and he's just going to lunge at him with his long sword, whatever's there.
Yeah, we'll say once, since he was at the back of the party, with his movement and stuff, when you get there, you're able to get to just where you're stepping inside the brush. So,
Okay.
Alex or Crystal, if whoever wants to go next.
Luis is going to say to Dono, be careful. And then she's going to dive into some brush and stay still, attempting to do the naturally stealthy thing where when she's silent, when she's still and silent, halflings are almost completely undetectable as if they were invisible. And that's what it says. So I don't know how you want to roll that, but you can roll something for me if you want to. And,
yeah, you're able to find a place right now to jump into.
And let's see. You said that there were the ruffling of some leaves.
Yeah, and you see that's where John is running to. There seems to be some leaves and stuff move from where the arrows came, and John's running right up to that area.
All right. Well, since he's not sure if they, okay. So elves are naturally observant. They are keenly aware in natural environment, such as forests, and can usually notice secret or hidden doors, game trails, snares, and other subtle oddities in natural environments. So can he notice if these guys have like run off somewhere after they have shot their arrows, or can he tell if they're still there?
Roll me a d6.
1.
You're pretty well attuned to all the noises going around, even though that you're not, adapted to maybe this environment or to this actual forest, but you're attuned enough that you don't hear any type of footsteps that appear to be running away from this area. So you're assuming that whatever it is still hid or somewhere behind that brush at this point.
Okay. And so it could have been part of the trap. He would think that. He has a fairly average intelligence. So for now, Dorn just pulls out his blade, and he has his other hand up. And if there's a rock or something, he would try to quickly duck behind that, wait for maybe some creatures to come out of the bush.
Yeah, there's no rocks, but there's some brush and smaller bushes and stuff you could probably get behind, much like the halfling just did.
Yeah, I mean, like anything that might grant him a little bit of protection, at least he'll go ahead and do that. And he's wiggling his fingers in his free hand, getting ready for a spell if he needs to cast it.
Perfect. What about our last two characters?
Dono's immediate response to be careful is, I'm always careful, and then she follows the halfling into the brush.
Okay, so you're going to hide.
And then Hussey is going to go over, and wherever the arrows came from, that's where stuff is, that's where he's going.
All right, perfect. You're following in behind John. Hussey and John. John, you take a step kind of through this brush, and as soon as you do, you see probably where the arrows come from, but you see these two goblins that are waiting on you as they both sling these little nasty-looking short sword scimitars towards you as you step in, John. And they both are going to miss horribly. As you step into that area, Hussey, you see the two goblins going after John, but you miss the one that's standing there, the third one that swings at you. But he misses you also. As those three swing at you, and you see some little bows that they have dropped on the ground, of course. And we'll go to the next round. You can roll it, Alex. Roll D6 for me.
I rolled a 4.
This time they got a 6. So these little 3 goblins, 2 of them go back towards you again, John, because they see that you're probably a pretty good threat. Wow. I'm going to throw these dice away. A 1 and a 3. They're not going to hit with that.
Oh,
The third one is going to try to get you again, I see.
Keep those as your DM dice.
I know. Hey, these are usually the ones that are deadly, too. Yep, that's going to barely miss you, I see. By 1. So we go back to y'all's side at this point. All you see is these 3 that are in front of John and I see. So we'll start out with you, Alex.
Are they 1 HD or lower?
Yes, they are.
Well, he's going to try and kill them all.
You need if you want to, I'll just hit. You need a 13 to hit them. AC 13, so you can roll all your attacks and let me know what hits.
Well, I hit 2 of them.
All right.
And can I start with other weapons, or I got to start with my racial weapons?
What was the racial weapons you?
Looks like I don't see that you start with anything except for equipment that your race starts with. Oh wait, yes you do. It's just written all
Yeah, you would have
small.
whatever.
Let's see. Where? Okay,
You
yeah,
would have-
never mind.
yeah.
It's fine. He's gonna attack with his two-handed. I don't know, whatever changelings like to use. And he's gonna deal. They do +1, 2 damage to one of them, and 6 damage to the other.
The one that you did 6 damage to, you pretty much just cleave him in 2 as he just falls into 2 pieces. The other one is hurt, but he's still standing up. What about I don't know. She's still hit over there with the halfling after hearing this?
Yeah, absolutely. She is, for now, gonna follow the halfling around. If the halfling runs over there, she'll run over there.
All right. What about Mike, since you're there involved in this combat, Mike, as you see one of them cleaved in 2 and there's still 2 standing though?
John's just going to turn into a blender then, too.
All right. You need a 13 to hit him, so.
Yeah, nothing.
Oh, wow. Missed ever shot?
Oh, yes. That is nuts.
Maybe we should all start with some new dice.
Yeah, I didn't roll over a 10.
Wow. What about Winslow? He's still going to inspect his trap?
Hold on a second, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Does extra strength deal extra damage on? Yeah, it does. I actually dealt 3 damage to that one goblin.
He's still standing barely.
But he's hurt more.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, Winslow's just going to keep taking and tearing apart that totem pole.
Okay. What about Doran and Lucy?
I'm sorry, I couldn't get it unmuted. Doran, he hears the commotion going on in the brush, so he's gonna now head over that way. I don't know if he can get there in time to do anything.
Yeah, you're close enough that you'd be able to move in behind the bushes where you've heard this combat going on and see the one goblin split in 2 and one of them barely standing and one unscathed.
So can I attack this round, or?
Yep, Doran can do it.
All right, cool. So, yeah, Doran shouts something out, and no, he wouldn't shout anything out. That's not his style. He instead says, "Oh, you're in trouble now," as he moves in with his attack, and he hits twice, 18, 2 18s, and then he got a 7 and 3.
All right.
So, and he does a total of 6 damage to this goblin as he runs in with his sword and just
Do you want to hit the one that was already injured or the unscathed one?
Let's see. I'll do 3 damage to the unscathed one, and then I'll do 3 damage to the one that was already injured.
Well, what did you roll in your separate damage, Joe? You said you had 2 of them hit.
Yeah.
You had 6 total, so what was the 2 rolls? You remember?
I had 2 18s and then a 7 and a 3.
No, I'm talking about damage rolls or 2 damage.
Oh, I
You
had
said
2
6.
3s.
Okay, both 3s. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Yeah, the one that is severely damaged, you finish him off. The other one is barely standing now.
Okay.
Which one ran in? Was it the halfling or the elf?
The elf.
Oh, yeah, okay, Dono's still hanging back.
Let's see. And Luis is going to. Let's see. What all do I have on her? I can't remember. Okay, I have. Oh, yeah, nice. Okay, Luis will move up in the brush. She wants to stay hidden if she can, but she wants to move up where she might be able to throw. She has shurikens as her light weapon, her light range weapon. So if she can stay hidden, she wants to be able to throw a shuriken at the goblin that just got hit.
Yeah, he's probably not going to be paying much attention to you as he's got these other 3 sitting in front of him, so sure.
All right. So she moves up to do that, but she rolls a 4. So yeah, she doesn't even hit him. She has to press a button to release the shuriken, and she goes to press that button but forgets where it is, so she doesn't even get one out.
All right, perfect. And then to the next round, Crystal, roll for us.
All right. 4.
Yeah, they got a 6. The one goblin that is standing there with you 3, and now the little halfling that has moved up trying to stay hid. He throws his sword down. He pulls out this dagger, and you see something dripping from it. And as he does, he cuts his own throat and falls to the ground dead. But at the same time as that happens, Winslow, you and I don't know, are still out there, and you hear the twang twang from the other side of the road. There's 2 more boats.
Dono was specifically following the halfling, so when the halfling left, she left.
She's still in range with this boat.
That's fine. I'm just, for clarity, that's where she is.
Yep. She is missed. Winslow, unfortunately, you are hit with this bow and will take maximum damage of 5 points.
Wow.
Yep. And now we are up to y'all's side as these 2 bows. One of them goes past, I don't know, one of the arrows, and the other one unfortunately hits Winslow solid as he's still looking at his little contraption.
Okay, so Luis will attempt her shuriken again. She gets a.
What are you going to be trying to hit, though?
The goblin.
He just killed himself, remember?
Oh,
Took a knife and slit his throat in front of you.
I'm sorry. I was having to listen. I was listening to my mom. I was talking to her for a second, so I didn't hear that. Is there something left?
You see an arrow, maybe, I don't know, says something about an arrow just flew by, and you maybe if you turn and look, you're going to see the gnome with an arrow sticking out of him, and you know that they had to come from somewhere else, but you don't see anything.
Okay. So Luis is just going to sit still in her bush and be invisible. Doran will. Let's see. Since that hit the gnome, they have to know about where it came from, right? Maybe around the direction.
Roll me a d6 because you weren't really paying attention, I don't think. But roll me a d6 and I'll give you a chance.
Well, his natural observation. I mean, he might be able to pick something up. I don't know. 2.
You know that it come from the other side of the road behind you, not from the area where everybody's grouping up now, but you know it definitely come from an area of bushes over that way.
Okay, so Doran is going to take cover behind a tree opposite of where the arrow shot from. So if they shoot, he'll be behind the tree.
All right. Mike or Alex, whichever wants to go next.
Winslow just starts cursing like crazy because now he's got, and he'll grab this arrow and he'll yank it out of himself and just start storming towards the direction that the arrow came.
All right. Yeah, you know the general direction, of course, with Doran kind of pointing it out just a moment ago. You know the general direction from where it came as you're headed that way. What about John? John did not actually see this. You know, he's staying there with the other 3 dead goblins on that side. But
yeah, John's gonna go through the goblin gear, see if he can recover whatever was on that blade.
Yeah, you may can in just a moment. What about Alex?
So yeah, Hasi has no idea about the other goblins, right?
Nope, not with being on that. No, you may have heard some talk of your other party members saying there's something on the other side, but yeah, you don't really know what's going on.
Did they actually say that?
Didn't Doran kind of point it out? Doran, didn't you kind of point out the area?
Yeah, Doran, when he gets behind the tree, he says, like archers that way, and kind of like points to where the arrows came from.
All right, Hasi runs over that away then.
All right, you're able to move over that way and get pretty close right now.
And then Dono is going to hide.
All right. We go to the next round then. Mike, back to you for rolling. Oh my gosh.
That's a 1.
These dice love me now, number 6. We'll start out with you, Winslow, as you move into this brush and you see these 2 goblin bowmen standing there. As you kind of surprise them, they're not expecting you to actually, they come walking up on them. But you see one of them throw down his bow. And do you speak goblin?
No.
Well, you hear him let out some curse deal as he throws down his bow and charges you. And he's going, it looks like he has something in his hand, like maybe a small dagger, as he comes running at you. Oh my gosh, 19 on the die. 4 points. The
4
damage
points?
is dagger into you.
I am bleeding profusely.
All right. The other one, he lets out some of a curse word, and you see him as he throws his bow, and you see him taking off running away from y'all. He's not going to have any part of this because he knows there's something else coming. So now we're up to your side. Mike, you can go first, of course, with Winslow sitting there bleeding out.
Yeah, Winslow, as he's dying, just takes the arrow that he was shot with and stabs it at the goblin that just stabbed him.
All right. You need the same thing. You need a 13 to hit.
It's a critical failure.
Oh, wow. Ooh.
Wow. I can't catch a break.
I know, man. My dice are doing good now. The goblin knocks it out of your hand with the blade he's holding in his hand, evidently, or whatever. But what about John? I mean, John, what was he doing? He's still going through the searching?
Yeah, John's going to search over there since
all right.
He's going to take the opportunity to be an opportunist.
Alex, you're Crystal then, as you hear the gnome probably let out a panic scream, I guess.
Dono runs over there, and she gets kind of in the goblin's face and screams at him. What she's actually screaming are the magic words to cast Cure Wounds as she heals the gnome.
All right.
So,
Woohoo!
1d6, is that right or no?
1d6 plus
1d6
1, I
plus
think.
1, shouldn't it?
Here,
Oh,
it is 1d6 plus 1. Well, there you go. There's 7 health back.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, see? There you go.
I feel alive.
The goblin that ran away, can Hasi throw a dagger at him?
You can, but he just disappears behind some brush, so it's going to be a -4 to hit, kind of like invisibility. But you can try.
Can I run over to where he was and then throw a dagger? Like chase him and throw a dagger?
It's still going to be the minus though, because he's running through brush.
That's fine. But I'm chasing him. Chasing him down.
Yeah. You want to
So
try to keep? You want to try to keep up with him, or are you going to throw the dagger?
I guess I can't do both.
Well, I mean, if you were going to run after him, he's moving pretty fast. He's got a little lead on you. You know, if you stop, you're probably going to lose him. But you also know if you stop and throw a dagger, that you got a decent chance, maybe, if you're.
Let's see. Well, let's see. What did I need to roll? Because I rolled a 15.
15 will hit him.
Oh. Well, there you go. And daggers are a d6 minus, which is 4 damage.
Tell me how you hit him in the right place where he tumbles down to the ground and he's not moving then.
I have no idea. I threw a dagger out there, I heard a squelch, and then a thud, and I go, got him!
Yep, you don't hear any more foot traffic. Appears to be he is down for the count.
Okay, there's one more goblin left, right?
There's one inside of this brush that is staying there engaged with Winslow and the lizard.
All right,
person.
So Luis runs out following Dono, but she stops a little bit behind Dono, and she finally got out her shuriken and she throws it. Let's see, does she get? Yeah, she gives you the +1 bonus to hit. So yeah, so she's just enough to hit him.
All right.
I rolled a 12 + 1 is 13.
Yep, that hits him.
But she only does 1 damage. So she throws her shuriken, but it just like grazes by his face, and kind of like one of those things where like at first she thinks she didn't hit him, and then a little blood starts running down the cheek. And then Doran, he's going to run out from his hiding place. Let's see. Oh, he's going to get 4 hits on this thing, isn't he?
Yep.
All right. So Doran runs out and says, "Killed your friend, and now I'm going to kill you." And he misses every single time.
Oh wow. All right. Alex, we're up to initiative then.
Before we get to the next initiative, I just like to say I like to imagine that the gnome went to stab the goblin with the arrow, but he had the arrow backwards, so just like hit the feather and hits him.
I got a 4.
End up
They got a
stabbing
number 6.
myself.
Well, then why did you even ask?
The one goblin is standing there surrounded now. You see him look at all of you, and he sees you standing there, gnome, and you're looking a little bit better, and he sees this lizard creature, and he takes this dagger and swings it at the lizard creature, which has helped you. And he's going to miss terrible. So y'all can finish the little goblin off however you want to.
Well, then Hasi will come back and cleave the guy in half.
All right, he has been cleaved in half. You hear no more bowstrings being twanged. You hear no more footsteps running through the woods. Everything seems to be back to normal as it was before this occurred.
Now Hasi's going to go try and get his dagger back.
Yeah, you're able to go out there and find your dagger, no trouble.
Winslow will thank Dono for assisting him, and will say, I never really did care for you lizard folk, but I guess you're a little bit okay. I'll hate you a little less today.
Hey, Tony.
Yep.
Because I forgot to add this, but because Doran is a blade dancer, when he wields a medium weapon, he gets a +1 to his armor class.
All right.
While he's wielding his medium weapon, he has an 11 instead of a 10.
11. All right. Thank you.
Well,
and if y'all want to search
Dono
around,
says to the gnome, maybe next time I'll just eat you then.
Huh.
You should like all lizard folk. We're very nice and beautiful.
Luis goes up to her and says, like, yes, you are. And she kind of like, well, she would rub your head, but you're too tall. So instead, she just kind of rubs your tail.
She ducks down. She anticipates the head rubs, and she's very much wanting that.
So yeah, she'll rub your head.
Winslow will reach down into the goblin blood and try to scrawl something on your chest, Dono.
Huh.
Dono will not react and allow this to happen.
He goes, "This is for courage, for being courageous in battle. This will give you strength to do better. I know you guys need everything you can get."
Dono's just going to stare at you with her cold reptilian eyes.
Luis whispers in Dono's ear, "You can eat him tonight while he sleeps."
Dono nods.
Hey, Mike, we'll start out with you as y'all going to search the goblins and stuff. Roll me a one for each of your characters. Roll me a percentile.
Percentile?
Yep, a D100. Let me know what you get.
Everyone?
We're going to do Mike first. Hold on.
That's a 36.
Yeah, you find one of these goblins is wrapped up in wearing over his leather armor that he was wearing. You find he's got this real fine, very high-grade fox pelt. Probably wasn't made by a goblin. He probably stole it off a human or something, but he's got this fox pelt that's wrapped around him that you find, and you would think it's probably, if you wanted to sell it, it'd be worth about 30 gold.
Yeah, John will wrap that up carefully and stick it in his pack.
All right, what about Winslow? Did he want to roll and look?
Yeah. 73. And he'd also like to retrieve that little treasure chest.
Oh, wow. Winslow finds the same thing, another one that's wrapped up in a fox pelt. But this one seems to be very well. It's got like a perfume smell to it. Like maybe it was taken off some noble or something. And you would think it would be worth, probably about the same amount or something. But it's just real fine and it's perfumey smell. And as he opens the little treasure chest, maybe he works his lockpicks and stuff. It pops open. There's nothing in there. It's empty.
Excellent.
Huh.
This is a wonderful container.
Yeah, it'd make a nice container for putting stuff in. All right, Alex, you two guys want to look around?
Absolutely. Let's see. My first roll is 75.
All righty. Yeah, the 75, you find in one of the pockets, you find this wrapped up, probably about 3 by 6 inch. It appears to be made out of some type of woven cotton. And it appears maybe it come off some type of tapestry or something. There's nothing imprinted on it, no artwork or any signatures or anything, but it's just this real fine woven cotton. It appears maybe it was ripped off some type of silk tapestry.
Yeah, Dono is going to walk over and deliberately but slowly take the fox pelt from Winslow and hand him the cotton that she found.
All right.
Oh, Winslow welcomes it.
And then the other one I got was an 88. Where the hell did I put that?
You find a flask that's got a leather wrap around it. Probably some kind of water flask or wine flask. But when you open it up, this orange dye shoots out of it real quick. And you can tell it's just full of this type of orange dye, but you don't know what it's used for, but it's a flask of orange dye.
Oh, that's interesting.
Actually, that's exactly what he says. He goes, whoa, well, that's interesting.
What about Dorn and Luis?
Doran gets a 57.
All right, let me get up there. Oh, wow. You find another one of these goblins that's wrapped up in some type of fur, but you think this is some type of, it's not a fox fur, it's some type of smaller animal or mammal, and you think this thing is it's real fine made too, and you think it's worth about 40 gold.
Nice. Okay, and excuse me, Luis got a 9.
89, okay. You find one of them has a little belt pouch on the side of them. As you open it up, you find this ivory tusk. It is about 4 inches long. It's probably part of it that's been broke off, maybe a bigger piece because it's pretty thick, but it's only about 4 inches long. And you find this ivory tusk, and you would think even with it just being pieces, it's probably still worth 20, 25 gold.
Oh, nice. Yeah, she has some ivory dice. So she looked at it, she's like, oh, nice. I wonder if I could make maybe like something else out of this.
Yep, and you six also find as you're looking around, you find they have, wow, they only have 4 silver pieces on them altogether. It seems like everything they was wearing was much more valuable than the coin they had in their little purses.
Winslow will begin to sing the Song of the Spider and cast healing on himself.
All right. It's quiet. You don't hear any raging ogre coming. You know, all the little critters of the forest is all you hear.
Hussy knows this song and is going to sing with you. He's not going to do anything, though, because he doesn't know magic.
That's 4 points back.
Oh.
Yeah, and also, Winslow, after you get to feeling better and you maybe search the totem pole more and look at it, you can tell that this is probably not something that maybe the goblins did on their own or if they had anything to do with it. I mean, it appears to be very well made and mechanized type trap that was made to set off the way it did. So you would think if they had anything to do with it, they had to have some help maybe.
Aha! Badgers. Yes, I will relay this information to everybody else.
Hussy's going to tell you that badgers would never help goblins.
Yes. But look what they've done.
Is the gnome still hurt?
No. Well,
Okay.
not significantly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's mending quite well, so I would hang on to whatever you want to do.
Okay. Just want to make sure because I have a cure light wounds prepared. So if you were,
I might hit you up before the end of the night.
Oh, did you want to eat?
Yeah.
All right, would y'all like to continue on to the village?
Sure.
yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, after getting all this taken care of and dispatching the goblins and almost having a gnome dispatched himself, you're able to get back on the road and you make it to this village of Spilling Springs. And it's pretty much appears as you come in, it appears pretty much like the event photo itself was. You see this beautiful little village. You have to go over this cobblestone bridge to enter it. And you see a spring that is running a stream and that is running out next to the village. Seems ideal. I mean, a quaint, beautiful, peaceful place as you come into it. And it's roughly just afternoon, early afternoon, we'll say about 1 o'clock by the time you get there. And there is some hustle and bustle in the street itself. And you notice a tavern down close to the inn. It has a sign on the outside. It says the Burnt Quiver. And you see this quiver that seems like it's got smoke coming off of it, but you see these arrows that are coming out of the quiver that appear to be flaming itself. And it appears there are some people going in and out of that, quite a bit of traffic going in and out, probably local townsfolk.
Louise, when she sees this quaint, quiet little town, she sighs and she says, "Ugh, this place reminds me of home." But hey, look, they have a gay bar.
And Dono says, "Ah, this place reminds me of home." The exact opposite reaction.
Winslow is fascinated by this sign and begins to scale the side of the wall to get a closer look at it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful painted sign. Like I say, it's got this quiver with looks like smoke is coming off the edges of the quiver, but you notice these beautiful painted arrows at the top that are coming out, and they're just flames coming off of them.
So there's not actual flames coming off it. It's just
Nope, just a
depicted.
beautiful painting. Whoever did the artwork on this had to be, probably his last name was Picasso.
An incredible craftsman. Yeah, Winslow will get down.
Okay, so Louise will. Well, Doran is certainly just headed straight for the tavern, and he's thinking to himself, well, and he's kind of pulling his jacket and everything, getting everything straight. He he grabs a little bit of gel out of his pouch, a little bit of hair gel out of his pouch, and he like rubs it through his hair, and he kind of like ruffles his hair a little bit, and it gleams in the sunlight as he gets it photo perfect, and headed toward the tavern. And Louise, she's like, such towns like this, they usually don't have gay bars, and she's skipping to the tavern. And she has like her, she has a cane that has like a big ball on it. She uses it as a club usually, and she just has that like in her hand, and she skips.
All right.
Oh, and did you ever make a ruling on that wand I asked you about?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't care.
Okay, cool.
For one shot, it ain't gonna matter that much.
John will walk up to the bar and slap the fox pelt down on the counter and say, "What can I get for this?"
As you enter, it's magnificent inside, almost like the sign itself. When you enter, seems to probably be well made and a lot of expensive wood, and everything is built. And you see quite a large crowd here, probably maybe for a late lunch. And as you approach the counter itself, the bar counter, you see two females there, two human females. One of them appears to be elderly, maybe probably mid-60s, if you would have to guess. Wearing very plain type gray dress, very plain face. It is not made up, shoulder length hair. And you see another young girl that is carrying a tray of drinks as she comes out, and almost in a way a spitting image of this older woman in a way, but youth is really giving her a beauty. I mean, she's probably early 20s, you would think, and she's very attractive, very small frame, sun-kissed skin. But you notice her hair, but she's got put up in a tight bun style, though. But the back of her hair is pink, and the rest of it's probably a light blonde. As she's coming out, and she waves you on to the bar, but she's going out to one of the tables to serve. The older lady looks at you and she goes, "Good evening," or "I am Sarah, the owner of this establishment. Travelers, we don't get many travelers lately with the ogre."
But,
Doran, he kind of pushes his way in front of the party. I mean, this is an attractive lady, right?
Yeah, just a minute though. Winslow was talking first.
Yeah, he pushes his way past Winslow, and he says, "Yeah, I've heard about those ogre problems that you've been having. So I have come to put an end to those for you, me and my fellow travelers here. Though one might say that I'm sort of the party leader." And he gives her a very charming smile.
Being in her mid-60s and dealing with people her whole life of such as you, she looks at you and she goes, "Just a moment. I was speaking to your companion here." She looks towards you, Winslow.
Oh, I think it was John. John was talking to her. John offers her the fox pelt and says, "I need some food, something to drink, and someplace to sleep."
It would
And
seem that you need companions also that have manners, but it's probably hard to find these days, isn't it?
says it is hard to find. I apologize for them. Hopefully, this will make up for it.
Oh, everybody's on edge, with this ogre is raging through the woods, attacking merchants and things. And she glances over and looks towards Doran, and she just shakes her head. She says, "Elves who always think that their high status charisma."
Yeah, Winslow will get in on this right away. Yeah, I got some stories about elves for you. They think that they're so cool. This guy, you should see him. I'm just minding my own business, tearing apart some machinery here that I found on the road, and suddenly he's running around thinking, "Oh, look at me! I'm Mr. Whackety Whack with the swords." And Winslow hops right up on a stool next to her and goes, "What do you have to drink, dear?"
Well, speaking of drinks, today I can give you a choice of 3 drinks. You don't look like a wine drinker to me, so we may want to skip that. You can either have a stout ale, or you can have the even stouter liquor. Which one would you prefer?
John will immediately pipe up and say he would like the liquor.
Well, that would be what I call my home specialty called the fractured artichoke vodka.
Fractured artichoke vodka? I'll take a
Yes.
bottle of your best then, says John.
When you say that, her eyes really beam up, and she says, "Well, now, darling, but that's 2 gold pieces for a bottle."
Said, what about this fox pelt?
Well, the fox pelt, maybe 1 gold.
Said, okay, I can do that with you.
She turns back and looks towards you, Winslow, and says, "Are you going to be drinking with him, or do you want your own?"
I'll take the ale. And don't try to pull anything over on me. I'm going to give you a silver for it, and that's all you're going to get.
When you say that, she says, "Oh, no argument there. Today's special is the cockatrice stout."
I will take the stout.
She looks back over at the elf, Doran, and she says, "What would you like?"
Doran will say, okay, so seeing as how this lady is obviously not interested, but she is the owner of the tavern, he'll put on a charming smile and say, well, first of all, I would like to apologize for my manners. Being traveling around so much, I sometimes seem to forget my place in society. So I do apologize. But tell you what, I'll take a bottle of the finest drink that you have. Trust me, I am good for it. And he kind of claps the bag on his belt, and it makes like a lot of jingling, as if there's a lot of coins in it.
Yeah, and she looks at you and says, "Well, elves usually like wine, so today, how about a bottle of the Flaming Charging Wizard?"
Flaming charging wizard. Well, except for the flaming part, that sounds exactly like me. And he'll give her another charming smile.
She sets the bottle out, takes your coin. You see the younger girl coming back now that you would probably think now with the age difference is probably the granddaughter instead of a daughter. And like I say, she looks almost a spitting image of this older lady, except very, the youthful face. But you notice the pink bun of the hair and the light blonde of the hair. And she comes back and she says, "Oh, well, Traveler's Inn. I am Tella. I guess you would call me the co-owner of this tavern. I see you're taking some of grandmother's best drink."
And seeing this girl, Doran thinks that she is smoking. So Doran will say, "Tella, what a lovely name! Like such a fitting name for such a lovely, radiant beauty as yourself. Yes, we are enjoying some of the finest that your grandmother has to offer. Being rugged adventurers as we are, we come across more than a little coin. He gives her a wink.
She gives you a very flirtatious smile back herself, and she says, well, what brings you to Spilling Springs? We don't have many travelers lately with this raging ogre in the woods.
Well, my dear, that's what we've come to take care of. Hearing the tales of these ogres, we decided, we've had enough fun slaying chimera and whatnot, so why not go kill an ogre?
She lets out a very hearty laugh for her small frame, and she says, well, you need to speak to Jenny Sandfoot, the mayor of Spilling Springs. And as she says that, she points out this little female halfling sitting over at the table by herself. And you would notice that she also, the halfling sitting there with one of these bottles of wine and a plate of food.
He says, yes, of course. There's always going to be time for business, but personally, I would rather talk to you right now. And he's going to like pull down a glass, if there's like a glass around, and he'll kind of like move it in front of her, and he's going to pour some of this wine for her.
She laughs again at you and takes her tray, and she says, all it's about now is business, my dear friend. Business. We have a very hearty and robust crowd here. I'm back to work. You see her run back into the kitchen.
All right, next time then, he says as he calls to her. And then Luis is gonna look at the bartender after she lets Doran have his spill and everything, and she hops up on the tavern herself, and she says, "So when are the gay dancers coming out?"
She looks at you and she goes, everybody's gay around here. Everybody loves to have fun and laugh and carry on. Is that what you mean?
Oh, well, I mean, like, the name of the establishment is the Flaming Arrow, or Smoking Arrow, and you have, like, flaming arrows on the sign, so I thought it was, like,
She looks at you like you're completely crazy. She goes, I don't believe the sign out front says anything about a flaming arrow.
Yeah, that was it.
The name of this establishment is the Burnt Quiver.
Yes. Well, I don't pay attention much, but I figured with the flaming arrows and all, it must be like,
I'm beginning to see that you don't pay much attention, but what a band of adventurers. She looks towards the lizard man.
Don't know who was a lizard woman. Just kind of smiles and waves and says something along the lines of, you buy this pelt for 1 gold? And points at the pelt that she already bought.
Yes, I did.
I give you 3?
Yes, you may.
And she takes out 3 gold coins, puts it on the table, grabs the pelt, and starts to rub it against her skin because it feels nice. And then she says, what drink do you favor?
Well, on days like this that we've been having lately, much like one of your companions got here a moment ago, the cockatrice stout. It goes down smooth.
Oh. Can I try it?
She pulls out this big, huge mug. It would be even big for you. And she goes and turns behind her at one of the barrels, and she pulls the lever down, and she fills it about halfway, and she says, that's on the house.
Thank you. And she takes it and she sips at it. She's got a little lizard tongue that she looks at it. Does it taste good? Is it good quality?
It is dark brown stout, and it leaves you with almost like a creamy vanilla finish after you taste it. It is wonderful.
She thanks the woman for it, and she says that she hopes the rowdy elf doesn't cause you any more problems, and that if you need anything, to come and get her.
Well, thank you for that. I can assure you, I've handled many a kind of that kind of elf before, and he doesn't stand a chance here, I can assure you.
Luis then says, I'll tell you what, I'll have the strongest drink you have, a shot of whatever the strongest drink you have is.
She looks at you and she looks back towards the lizard woman and she's like, does this halfling ever listen to anything anybody talks about?
Dono shrugs and says, I don't know.
I don't think she does. Y'all are such a weird combination of party. How do y'all all get along?
Dono points at Hasai. And Hasai steps forward and pulls out a lute and begins to strum it and says, party cohesion is all about mitigation of differences and unification of similar interests. Most notably, everybody likes a good song.
Wordsmith. We have us a wordsmith. We need a wordsmith around here, but if you're here to take care of the ogre problem, there is a reward for it, but like I say, as she points back over at the halfling at the table, you would have to speak to Jeannie, because she runs the little village, I guess.
Right. So, tell me, if I were to, play a few rounds of my lute, do you think I could get a few rounds of drink to make sure that my vocal cords stay lubricated?
As long as you like the stout, we have plenty of it.
He looks briefly at the lizard folk and then smiles and nods and says, yeah, that'll be great. And is there like a stage or something he can go on?
There is a small one. Like I say, this is a very nice establishment. Once you get in and start looking over it, I mean, you can tell it's got everything you could think of that would be in a nice tavern.
All right. Well, he steps away, gets up on the stage, starts strumming his lute, activates his bard powers, and starts singing a song about how a beautiful pink-haired lady swept him off his feet, ad-libbing a song right now to hit on the what's it called, the barmaiden or whatever.
Yep, the pink-haired granddaughter Tella.
Absolutely, that's who he is attempting to swoon with his magical music.
Roll me a d6.
2.
Do you have a charisma bonus, or by chance?
I have +1 charisma. Well, I have a 15 charisma, so.
Yep, perfect, man. You got the +1, so. Yeah, you see her come back out of the kitchen with another tray of drinks that she's taking somewhere, and she stops in mid-walk as she's sitting there listening to your song, and she gives you the biggest smile that you've seen from a beautiful young girl in a long time.
I go out of my way to catch her a minute, and I say, you remind me of someone. You remind me of my third girlfriend, and I've only had 2.
She looks at you and she goes, never charmer. You're pretty good. Back to work, though. Why don't you keep singing those beautiful songs?
I will. You have any requests?
I want to hear the song about the, what was that song one time about the farmer's mule? Do you know that one?
Oh, he starts to hum a little bit, and then he says some of the words to see if it's the right song.
That's the one.
Excellent. He gives her a nod, goes back on the stage, and starts to perform that song.
Doran, being much of a lady chaser, can tell instantly what the changeling is doing, and so he just kind of angrily swirls his drink around in the glass and just kind of glares at him. And he's like, well, fine, I'll just go flirt with the halfling then. And he will proceed to make his way over to the mayor.
Yeah, you walk up and you see a female halfling that's pretty short. Even though she's sitting there, you can tell she's pretty short for a halfling even. And she's probably an upper middle-aged halfling that you would be able to tell. And she has a plate of food, but you would notice this bottle of wine that she has sitting on the table. Looks like about half empty. You don't know if she's drinking it all herself or how close it was when it got there. But she looks up and she says, What may I do for you?
Is there like a glass that she's filling up with it, or is she just
There's a
straight from the bottle?
Yeah, there's a glass there, and it's maybe got about a third left in the glass.
Is it the same kind of drink that my elf has, or is it something else?
Yep, you would probably think it's the same kind of wine.
Okay, so he's gonna walk up and he's gonna say, "Hello there, beautiful," and he's gonna begin to pour her from his bottle. He's gonna begin to fill her glass up, and he's gonna say, "My, it certainly is a lucky day for you, isn't it? A couple of travelers coming through town, buying a few drinks, and those travelers are gonna end that ogre problem for you too."
She looks up at you and as you pour the drink, and she reaches out to it first, and she takes just a small sip, and she puts it back down and looks at you, and she goes, "You're an ogre killer?"
Well, I usually stick to beggar prey, but I decided to help such a small and innocent town. It would be worth it to go slay an ogre.
Well, I have a reward going on right now that whoever can bring me the head of the ogre would get about 250 gold pieces. I saw you come in with some other friends. I will take it. So, if your whole party can take care of the ogre and bring back the head of the ogre, maybe a little bit more.
Well, I don't know about those of us, but I'll certainly bring that head back for you. But instead of gold, I think maybe dinner and theater would be a better deal. Catch a show together.
We don't have any open theaters here in this small village. We'd have to go somewhere else. But strictly business. It's strictly business here. So coin, or I'll have to let somebody else cut off the ogre's head.
All right, I suppose I will have to let that. I guess I'll have to take the coin for now, but I don't think I'm going to be giving up on seeing that show with you one day.
Yeah, let's take one thing at a time. So definitely, let's take care of the ogre issue first.
Sounds great. I'll talk over my party about it. I'm sure that they will be more than willing to take care of such a large problem for such a pretty woman as yourself.
Oh, it will be most perfect, just splendid. Of course, I'm sure that the best place to start is the trail out in the Ravene woods that leads out of town. That's where the ogre's been attacking everyone. So, no certain time of day or anything. Just start when you want.
All right. Quick question before I leave, if I may. When we were heading into town, we saw this large totem. Do you know anything about that?
She looks at you and she goes, "Well, which way did you come from?" And once you tell her that you come through that way, she says, "No, there's nothing out there like that as any kind of landmark or anything. Not at all."
Odd. Well, I know my gnomish friend over there was quite interested in it. Well, either way, thank you for your time.
And suddenly there's a lizard folk standing nearby, looking at some alcohol, and she sits down at the table with the halfling.
Yeah, and you can tell she's not really surprised to see the lizard folk, but she looks at you and she says, "What may I do for you?"
Don't know. She just sits drinking
Would you
her.
like a drink?
She gestures that she has a drink, and then she looks at you and sees you're drinking something else, and she says, "Well, I suppose I could try some."
You see her kind of snap her finger, and you see the pink blonde-haired girl bring an extra glass over there and sit down. And as soon as she sets it down, she almost drops it because she's sitting there listening to Hussey continue his charming ways.
Yeah, and yeah, she'll try it. Is it a good wine? Is it dry? Is it fruity?
Once you start drinking it and knowing that some of the other ones are drinking it, you can tell this is a white wine, and it's very herby and very almost earthy tasting. It's really not that good.
Yeah, she'll just kind of like continuously lick around, and then she'll scowl a little bit, and she'll say, "I think I like this better," and then she'll go back to drinking her drink. And she doesn't attempt to have any meaningful conversation. She's just enjoying being around another halfling.
Yeah, and you see her continue back eating her plate of food and sipping on her glass of wine.
Did Luis ever get a drink?
I don't think so.
I asked for whatever the strongest thing they had was.
Yeah, you would have got a mug of that ale.
Okay. I don't know if this is going to be okay, but I would like to say when it cuts back to Luis, she's at the bar with like three guys surrounding her, and they're all going chug, 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 and she's just like chugging the ale, and like she chugs it all, and like slams it down, like ha ha ha.
Yeah, when you do that, Luis, you look up, and you know these guys are cheering you on, but you notice in the back corner you see two humans that are sitting at a table that seem to be watching you. They both got these hooded cloaks pulled up around their heads. I mean, you can still see their faces. They're very rugged looking, and they're just sitting there watching you, no expression on their faces at all as you're doing this. And you see them every once in a while scan around and look at some of your other party members also.
Okay. Well, being the swashbuckler that I am, I'll take note of it, but I won't say anything yet because no one's around me. Are any of my friends around me?
You have friends?
I know where my two characters are.
Adventuring companions. Well, like I mean, no, I don't know is my friend, but I don't know is over by the mayor. So obviously, I don't know is not around me. Right. But are any of the other companions still at the bar?
No, John went to sit at a table by himself, and Winslow is going to attempt a small illusion to make C's head actually look like the head of an ass.
Nice.
Does it work? Does Haziz's head look like the head of an ass?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me d6 down.
It's a 4.
Nope, it didn't work this time.
Okay, then I'll go and I'll pillage the kitchen.
Okay.
I'm just going through everything, trying to see how they got this thing put together. And if I think it's configured wrong, I'm going to put it together the right way.
All right, so since none of her companions are around, then Luis is simply going to take note of these guys watching them, and she's going to say another, and order another drink, which she will then begin to chug again.
The owner, the older woman, the grandmother Sarah, she gives you another drink, but she just gives you a look of like, you know, you're going to be nothing but trouble later and have to deal with you, but she definitely gives it to you.
Yeah, and then she will listen to her newfound friends chug, chug, chug as she begins to chug again.
Y'all would know roughly time frame wise after you got here and maybe spoke to and getting to know some of the locals. You know, we're looking at roughly, it's probably 3 in the afternoon. You would have about another probably 4 hours of daylight left. What would y'all like to do this 4 hours? Y'all just want to stay around the tavern and settle in for the evening or not?
I'm going to tell you that Hasi is definitely going to just busk the whole time, try and make some money playing music, and then at some point in time he's going to start singing about the elf that was shot down thrice at the burnt arrow or at the burnt quiver. Partway through the night, he found out that the mayor turned him down too.
Doran is going to continue to flirt with any girls that come in, and maybe eventually he gets lucky through the night. Luis is going to continue to party like it's 1931 BC.
Yeah.
Okay.
John's going to be content with his bottle, and he's got a pair of dice that he's just going to roll every once in a while, see if it catches anybody's eye. See if he can make a little coin on the side this way.
Perfect. Two little things we'll cover real quick, and then we'll take us a quick break before we party on to the next day. But the first thing is, you notice, Louise, that you notice these two figures that were watching you. They stay there or watching the whole tavern, really, after you get to watching everybody at the scene. But you would notice about 30 minutes later after that happened that they get up and leave and walk out without saying anything to anybody. You notice that. And we'll start with you, Mike. Roll me a d10 and see what kind of rumor you're going to hear through the evening.
That is a 4.
This is what you hear from talking in the tavern during the rest of the afternoon and early night. Is you hear something about a group known as the Red Shadows. That the Red Shadows are planning some type of raid. And roll me a d6 real quick. If you get a 1, let me know.
That's a 6.
Yeah, you have no idea who the Red Shadows are then, but you keep hearing talk of the Red Shadows are planning a raid. Alex, roll me a d10.
Sure. And Dono is basically just going to hang out with the mayor. If the mayor leaves, Dono will probably start to follow her. And I rolled a 5.
This is perfect, man, for Hasi. This is what he hears. He hears that there was a group of traveling minstrels that was in town recently, and that as soon as the ogre appeared and was attacking these merchants and everything, that these troop of minstrels just packed up and left. And everybody thought that was kind of suspicious, them leaving that quick.
After he hears about that, he's gonna sing a song about minstrels who ran away, and then a single minstrel who came to save the day.
Perfect. What about you, Crystal? D10.
3.
You hear that a dwarf by the name of Bomley Deepbeard, he's some famous miner, evidently from what you can hear from talk. And people were talking about that he's mysteriously disappeared. No one's seen him lately, and that he's just up and gone. Is what you hear talk of during the evening hours at the burnt quiver.
Luis hears that with some dwarven friends as she drinks with them. They like her because she can hold her liquor.
Perfect. And yeah, let's take us about a 5-minute Bible break, everybody, and we'll come back and start the new morning and see where it goes from there.
I'm back.
Anyways, Crystal, I agree. I think that this system is pretty. I didn't see the archetypes at the bottom until just a little bit ago. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I really like this system. I think like 2E was my favorite system for a long time, but I think recently my favorite system's become BX. But this system here is really good and really interesting. I like that it's so basic.
I think my favorite system is The Witcher because it just came out and I'm reading it, and I have a enormous place in my heart for The Witcher. So anything Witcher is automatically my favorite.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if I'll ever be able to play that because, like, even if the system is good, it's like, okay, so Dragon Age. I love Dragon Age. And they have a Dragon Age RPG, and I absolutely love it. Like the system itself is so well thought out, like the way everything is done, I absolutely love it. But I would never run it for this group of friends because there's like so much lore to it. Nobody would enjoy it because nobody knows all the lore. So one of those systems, kind of like Symbarium, is like that. Like if you don't really get into the lore, like even though the system itself is really good, like you're not really going to like it because you don't understand the lore behind it.
Yeah, I don't think The Witcher's gonna be like that, but it looks like everyone else is back now. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll flash back just a moment before the night ends. Doran, you see some of the local young women who come in that you approach and talk to through the night, but they all maybe share a drink with you, but they all leave their own separate ways.
Oh, I wanted.
Sure.
I had an idea for someone I wanted to wake up with.
Yeah, we're not going down that road. Hasi,
yes,
you have really enthralled this pink-haired granddaughter Tella with your song and your charm and your charisma, though. And she listens and stays with you until they close up for the night. And you notice as she leaves, maybe you just catch a glance of her leaving out on the dark street. Maybe you're worried about her safety or whatever. And not knowing what transpired earlier with Luis and the two hooded figures, you notice her walk down an alley and you catch a glimpse of her walking up to a hooded figure. And she's speaking to this hooded figure as you retire back into the tavern yourself to go to your room for the night.
oh man, if I see something like that, I'm actually probably gonna go, run up to her and make sure she's not being accosted.
Yeah, if you run up there, Vin, you hear these hushed tones, and she says, "Oh, this is just my cousin. There's no worry." And she starts laughing it off.
Say, oh, all right. And see, by the way, I really like your hair. Have you ever thought about going orange?
When you say that, the guy's never said a word, but you see he's got this hooded cloak, pulled. You can still see his face; it's clean shaven, and he just looks at you and doesn't say a word at all. And when you say that to her, she says, "Well, no, I've never tried that color, but come in the morning and we'll talk some more about it. Okay? Have a good night."
He picks up what's going on. She wants to talk to this guy, not him. And he's like, all right, I'll talk about it later then. And he just jogs off.
Yeah, then we jump to the next morning as you all wake up, and Doran wakes up thinking that probably Hasi has got someone with him in his room, but unfortunately no one did. Everyone retired to their rooms alone, and this new day is going to start out with the mission at hand of finding this mad, pissed off ogre. We hope it does, at least. You make your way, all of you, downstairs. You start enjoying this wonderful breakfast that is cooked. And they've actually got something you've never had before. It's not milk from an animal. It's milk from an almond. Is what Sarah tells you. And it's some of the best tasting milk you've ever had. But as you're being
Yeah.
served breakfast, what would be on y'all's mind that morning?
Hussey's gonna make a joke about, well, where do you milk them? Because that's the joke you make when you first hear about almond milk.
Yeah. John will bring up, he said, I heard last night something about this. You guys heard about this red shadows? Anybody else hear about that?
I don't know. Have I ever heard about the red shadows?
Roll me a d6. Let me know if you get a 1.
Nope.
Nope. You know nothing. You look at them puzzled.
Yeah, something
And
about
bug?
these guys making a raid or doing a raid or something.
Well, what are they rating?
Yeah, good question.
Well, Louis says, well, I don't know about that, but I do know that there was a dwarf. What was his name, Tony?
Bomley Deepbeard.
Oh, yeah, Bomley Deepbeard. And apparently he is a miner around here. A miner, like he mines, not like he's underage. And he's gone missing. They said that they haven't seen him for a few days. Also, there were some guys staring at us last night. Well, they were mostly staring at me. Could have just been because I was drinking and they never seen a halfling drink so much.
I'll tell you, I've never seen a halfling drink so much.
Well, yeah, maybe that was it then. Maybe they just thought it was odd that a halfling was drinking so much. And upon hearing about Doran, when he hears about this almond milk, he laughs slightly and says, "Next, you're going to tell me that you have turkey bacon. Come on, almond milk, really? You don't have to cover up that it's out of date milk."
The lizard folk is gonna drink it by licking it again.
It's wonderful tasting.
She loves it. She asks
Yep.
for more.
She takes a whole picture of it, I imagine.
Yeah. She actually doesn't eat anything. She just drinks milk.
Luis will say to Donna, you really should eat now. Remember last time when you didn't eat anything and you got really cranky. So try to have a little something, okay, Donna?
Don't know, like, she hisses a little bit, and then she picks up some bread and starts eating it.
Thank you, Donna.
Winslow's trying to pry a copper out of the crack in the floorboards.
Winslow, as you bend over to do that, the door bursts open to the tavern. In runs this older halfling, and he's dressed in these real fine clothes. And he's holding his hand up to his forehead, and he goes, "The ogre's out there. He waylaid me and knocked me off my horse. He's just down the trail here. Somebody's got to do something about it now."
John gets up immediately.
Yeah, fudge. I don't know why I can't think. Like my head is clouded. My halfling will also jump up immediately and begin to help. But the elf, he's sitting there drinking his milk and is like, "Oh, well, I'm having breakfast right now. Sorry."
Hussey is gonna get up and swagger on over to the gnome and pat him on the shoulder and say, "You said out there, but that's actually not descriptive. Where is he?"
Just down the road coming in from town. I was coming in this morning to pick up some goods, and it's down there where it's always been, just out of town. It won't take you 5, maybe 10 minutes to get there into the woods. It's waylaid me off my horse, and I run away."
He has his hand on the guy's shoulder, and he kind of leads him out a little bit, and like, "There are 3 ways out of this town, and I've never been here before. Point in the direction of the ogre, please."
He takes his hand and he starts pointing around everywhere, and he's like, "Oh, my senses! Wait, just that way!" And he points the way that y'all come in from town yesterday.
All right, he gives him like a kind of a curt wave salute thing, and starts jogging in that direction.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, inside the tavern, Dono has gotten up, and then she walked back over and took somebody else's pitcher of milk and jogged out to go chase them, and she's drinking the milk as she goes.
Excellent. Yeah, John is strapping himself down, pulling this straps tight on his armor as he is running down the road too.
All right, I take it everyone is going then, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, when Dorn finishes his breakfast, he will kind of like gently get the crumbs off of his fingers, and yeah, he's going to be probably like 40, 50 feet behind all of them.
All right, perfect. Sure enough, you're moving at a decent pace now. Most of you are. Sure enough, about 5 minutes down the road, as you exit town, you come into and you see on the road there ahead of you, you see a horse that's laid on the side. You know, it's still moving and alive. You can tell it's okay. And you see that horse laying there, and you hear some noise coming from off of the side of the road there. Who's going to be first? Who we said?
I mean, Hasi might get there first. He's
Yeah, probably Hasi.
This is what you see, Hasi, standing there
is it
in the middle of the
flickering for anyone
road.
else? It's flickering for me.
Yeah, it's flickering for me.
Is it? Well,
Yeah.
let me try it again.
I was just about to ask if the ogre is actually flickering in and out.
Oh,
What about now?
now it looks fine to me now.
Yeah, now it looks fun.
I don't know what caused that, but yeah, you see that standing off the side of the road there with this big club as looks like he's going through some saddlebags and stuff that probably come off his horse.
Oh yeah, Hasi stops jogging a little bit, like slows down, then pats John's like, "Is that the ogre? Because I'll be frank, I ain't never seen one before."
Luis, who was like pretty much right behind, says, "I'm pretty sure that's the ogre. They did say it was really big after all, right? That thing's really big."
Oh, I must not have been paying attention. I thought they said it had wings. It doesn't have wings.
No, this is an ogre.
No, that elf was saying something about having killed something with the wings, a chimera or chirum. I don't know. I've never heard of. I think they just made it up.
Chimera? I thought that was a type of pasta.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he made it up. I think he was just
hold
trying
on.
to sound
Hold on. The ogre's turning around. Shall we do something about this now?
Yeah, at this point, after y'all's conversation has started, the ogre turns around and looks at y'all and lets out this grrr! He's charging towards you with this big, huge club in one hand, and you see in the other hand he's holding something also that appears to be much smaller. So, Crystal, you're up next for initiative, so roll me a d6.
Okay. 6.
Your group gets to go first. This thing's probably, 30 feet, 40 feet, we'll say, from you, and we'll say Doran. It's going to take him probably a round to catch up with the rest of the party since he come last.
All right. Luis is gonna back, and then she's going to throw a shuriken at this thing.
All right.
And she's gonna miss it with her 6 on a roll.
Yep, she's going to miss for sure, then.
Can she move afterwards?
Yeah, if you want to move, sure.
All right, then she will run off and dive into a bush.
All right. Mike or Alex, what would y'all like to do?
Oh, go ahead.
Winslow is going to tap Hasi and and say, "I've got a secret for you," and he begins to chant. And if you allow it, you will slowly become invisible.
Yep, casting invisibility, sure. So Winslow is invisible on us.
Or Hasi is.
I mean, yeah, I'm sorry. Winslow did it to Hasi. I'm sorry, yeah.
Huh.
Hasi, do you seen this start to transpire? Do you let it go? I mean, you've probably seen him do it before, of course.
Yeah, he's invisible now. He's
Yep.
He says something along the lines of like, Well, wait, isn't this not going to work? Because I'm gonna stab him.
Yeah, but this way you could get closer to stab him, and he won't know you're there.
He taps his nose, as if to say nose, nose, but you can't see it, so it's disappointing.
What about John?
John's getting ready with the shield and sword, and he's just going to plunge into it.
You want to move?
Before,
You want to move on to it?
Yeah.
real quick before you attack, Dono is standing pretty close to you, and she puts her hand on your shoulder, and you feel invigorated as you get blessed.
Excellent.
And then you run off and go stab stuff.
Excellent.
Yeah, John. I'm going to say that you're going to be able to move. You're going to actually be able to probably move. It's running toward y'all, so we're going to say you and him are going to meet, so you can. He's not expecting you to run to him, so if you want to go ahead and attack, you can. Since you're moving to melee with him.
Yeah, that is a 20.
That would hit.
That will hit.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's 6 points.
All right.
Oh my god, yes, bitch.
Yeah,
What
so
about
he starts
Alex?
running up, he just buries the sword into him.
All right, perfect. Good hit. Hasi is invisible and don't know just bless the other parties. So.
I forgot this. Luis, I said that he was like 40 or 50 feet behind. So can he cast a spell?
Is it within range? What's the range on it?
Yeah, 240.
Yeah, it's in 240, yeah.
So Luis says, "Well, you're an ugly fella," and he wiggles his hand, and this like kind of green mist appears around his hand, and then he just kind of like blows as this cloud like quickly flies out, smacks the ogre in the face as he casts sleep.
Yeah, and you see you see John running up there, and you see the ogre start shaking his head, and he just shakes his head for a moment, and he comes back to.
Is he more than 4 hit die?
He could be.
Well, I mean, if he's not, then I get to put. Well, never mind. Okay, cool.
Yeah, trust me. You see at first him shake his head, and then he just shakes it off. It's something maybe.
Okay, cool.
All right, I see you are invisible as you're going to do what you're going to do, and then I don't know is going to do what.
I don't know, just blessed John, so.
Yep, so that's all she's going to do, okay?
Yeah, that's all she's gonna do, and then, yeah, Hasi is just gonna run over his big two-handed weapon that yeah, he's just gonna run over and he's gonna, like, I don't think there's flanking, but he's still gonna try and get behind it and hit it.
Yep, you're going to try to get behind it and stab it or whatever and become visible again?
Yeah, he's gonna, like, I don't know, run between its legs, spin around, and, like, slash at it in the back.
Do you get any kind of bonuses for your, like a sneak attack or anything on your?
Not that I know about.
If not, I'm gonna give you. I'll give you a +2 to hit.
All right.
Being invisible.
What's the? Oh well, that's. There's not crits in this, are there?
No, I'm not gonna use them on this one there.
All right. Well, he's still gonna get hurt pretty bad. 6 damage.
6?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You take a pretty good chunk out of this thing as it screams out, and it's shaking this mist out of its face and stuff. And it turns, and it looks straight towards you, John, because you're staying in front of it. It has no idea what's coming in behind it, and it's just poofed back to visible. All it can do is see you, John, as it takes his club up, and you see this thing in its hand start to twinkle and move. And John, you fall asleep. You hit the ground unconscious.
Oh. I'll scream as I go to sleep.
John, you fall asleep, but Mike, you're up next to roll our initiative.
That is a 4.
All right. Y'all get to go first again.
Winslow goes into spell motions.
Okay.
as he begins jumping up and down and chanting harder.
Does he want to cast anything right now?
He's going to start Phantasmal Force.
All right. What's he going to put up there in front of that ogre?
It's going to have a giant Winslow. It's going to come creaking over top of the trees
Huh.
with his big red pointy hat.
Excellent.
Yeah, you see this ogre turn and see this big thing coming at it as it starts letting out some deals that is totally mesmerized by this big giant Winslow.
Dono's gonna run over and grab John and pull him back a little bit while shaking him
All right.
to try
She's
and
going to
wake him up.
she's going to spend her time getting John out of the danger zone and waking him up. Sure, that's fine.
And then Hussey's gonna be pretty fucking pleased that the thing hasn't turned around, so he's gonna just try and take another whack at him.
All righty.
Oof. I don't think
You need a 14. Everybody needs a 14 to hit it.
Oh, hold on. No, that's only a 13. That's it for me.
You missed, you say?
Yeah, I only got a 13.
All right, good enough. Crystal, what about your two characters?
Luis chucks another shuriken at this thing and ends up hitting him in the shoulder pretty well. He takes 4 points of damage.
All righty.
And then she will move through the underbrush and hide in another section of brush if she's able to do that. I mean, she'll think she's hidden either way.
Yep.
And the elf, he's still sort of just walking. He pulls out his sword as he walks, it didn't go to sleep. How about that? Never had that happen before.
And somehow, some way, as he says, I bet that's the first time you didn't bore him to sleep.
All right, it's up to the big scared ogre that sees this Winslow, and even though Winslow, you've made this phantasmal image of yourself that's much bigger than this ogre, he runs straight towards it with his club, and he's going to swing and hit it with the club. And as it does, it just dissipates. But that is all the ogre is going to be able to do. So we're up to the next round, Alex. You can roll us for initiative.
3.
Y'all will definitely get to go first because he got a 1.
Well, I can tell you. Wait, did John wake up?
Yeah, John's being woken up, correct.
Okay. Is he still blessed? Oh, yeah, because it's me that blessed him. Yeah, I'm probably just going to help him up so we can get over and run over there and go kill that thing.
All right.
Then Hussey will chase after the ogre and attack it again.
Yeah, you definitely got enough movement to run up there and attack him.
That is going to barely hit for 2 damage.
Alrighty. You take some more skin off of it. What about the rest of y'all?
Oh fuck. Okay, so Doran, he's actually about to go and hit this ogre, trying to attack this ogre. But as he tries to swing his blade around in a fancy assortment, he accidentally ends up dropping it on the ground, and he's totally embarrassed and has to pick it back up as he rolled a nat 1.
Okay.
Is it minimum of 1 damage in this game?
Yeah, minimum 1.
All right, so another shuriken comes flying from a bush, and it barely grazes the ogre as it takes 1 damage. Actually hit 1, so it would have been 0.
All right.
And and then the bushes kind of move again as Luis takes off to another bush.
Perfect. John, you've been woken up, you and Winslow. What would y'all want to do now? Winslow, you see this thing. It scared it for just a moment, but it run and hit it with its club as your spell has been dissipated.
Is John with it enough to actually attack this round, or has he got to recover?
Yeah, he's got his wits about him. He could attack. He's close enough he can move up to it and attack it.
Yeah, he's going to try hamstringing this thing.
All right.
And don't forget, you get +1 for bless.
Yeah, that's another 20.
All right, you hit it.
That's 7 points.
Whew, okay, you take a big chunk out of this thing then. But unfortunately, it's still standing as it turns and it sees you back there, John, again, and it also sees now Hasi, who has been stabbing into it. And it decides at this point that it's going to turn on Hasi with this big, huge club. And you also notice it's got this big, huge sword that is scabbarded in on its side, but it's using this big club as it turns. Whew, let's see. Let's see, you're at 16 armor class, right?
I have no idea. I am wearing heavy armor.
Heavy armor, yeah. It hits you right on the nose with 16 on the eye, Ben. And it is going to also do max damage of 7 as this club swings into you for 7 damage.
I'm imagining that broke my nose then.
Yep. Crystal, you up next for us.
Great.
All right. Y'all get to go first again. You had a 2.
All right. So Doran has his sword back in his hand, and he rushes in to hit this ogre, but his sword just bounces right off of its leg, and a shuriken comes flying out of the bush, but it just thumps right off of its fat, and then the bushes rustle as Luis moves again.
All right. Perfect.
Dono's gonna walk over and heal Hasi.
All right.
And so now Hasi only has 1 point of injury. And Hasi's gonna swing his weapon that I still have not figured out what it is. He's got a weapon and it's two-handed. And he is going to miss terribly. 2 on the die. It's nothing.
All right, John and Winslow, what can you do?
John attacked already. Remember, he did the hamstring. And Winslow is going to pelt him with an acorn with his sling. That is... What'd you say? That's a 10.
14. Need a 14.
Yeah. Swing and a miss.
Swinging as a miss as this thing looks at what's all standing around it, of course. Whew, it sees you again, Hasi, for some reason.
That's because
An
I'm
18
attractive.
on the die, and you'll take 4 points of damage as this big club swings into you again, Hasi. And Mike up for initiative.
Hasi says, "Hey, quit picking on me, man."
3.
Your group gets to go as he rolled a 1. So, Mike, what would you like to do? Your 2.
John's going to smack him again. That's for 18.
18 will hit.
That's only 4 points of damage this time.
Well, you tell me those 4 points, though, where John hits him at enough to you hear him grunt and fall face first into the ground.
Yeah, John has been, he just keeps hammering at that one knee. And then finally, he just gets a nice deep slash and it cuts up into the femoral artery and the knee collapses. And as the blade keeps going up into the groin, he begins to eviscerate him.
Yeah, and he lets out that one last grunt as he falls face first. As I don't know, and Hasi are able to get out of the way, luckily, of it falling down. It's not moving at all.
Hasi pats John on the back and says, "Well, my friend, you've slain the beast."
He said, yeah, it appears so. goes over and he takes his sword, just starts hacking at the neck. Said, I think this head's 250, right?
Actually, the death of him was 250. It was extra if we brought the head back.
Well, I don't know. You guys are gonna have to give me a minute to write a ballad about this. And
As
yeah,
you
he
look
just
around,
walks off to go start thinking of a song.
yeah, you walk off and leave the group there. Louise, you see something that is grasped in the ogre's hand. The club, of course, is huge in the one hand, but you see something in the other hand. It appears to be a wooden, maybe rod that is about 10, 12 inches long. Of course, it's small in this ogre's hand, but it falls out to the ground there.
She will walk over and examine it. And she kind of looks it up and down, and she says, "Hey, can anyone tell if this is magical?"
Yes, there's a spell for that, right? I think I prepared Read Magic. No, Read Magic doesn't help with this.
Winslow will look at it.
Is there a way to
Dorn,
tell if something is magical?
And
Dorn,
yeah.
Dorn will say, "Yeah, I got something that can help with that." And he waves his hand through the air, and then he like puts his hands on his eyes. And when he takes his hands off and he opens his eyes again, they shine this really vibrant blue. Almost looks like just like wicked divine kind of eyes as he has cast Detect Magic.
Strictly on the little wooden looking deal there.
Doesn't Detect Magic like last for so long or something like that?
It covers a certain area, but yeah, you pick up that this is some type of wand that this ogre had, and you would know by what it did to John, with him just instantly hitting the ground and falling asleep. You know that this is some type of wand of sleep. You roll me a d6.
It has a range of 60 feet and 20 minutes. The caster can perceive in place people or things, the perception of magical spells or enchantments, magical items or secret places, charms may be discovered with this spell.
Yep, roll me a d6.
D6. Okay. 5.
You find a wand of sleep that you can use that is going to have 5 charges left, you would know.
Nice. So, Doran will say, nice find. Yeah, this is it's a wand of sleep. Can sword people can't use wands, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's just gonna have to be a spellcaster only.
Yes. So he says, well, luckily I know how to handle wands. So if you don't mind, I'll just hold on to this for you. And she agrees since she can't use it. She says, but you owe me something in return later. Says, yeah, I'll remember. And then he instantly forgets that he owes her something later. Does he see anything else with his magic eyes?
Hold on a second. Immediately upon this exchange, Dono's going to say, wait a second. John killed the monster.
Okay, so does he see anything else with his magic eyes?
Yeah, you do. You start seeing a glowing coming from this big, huge ogre sword that is sheathed there on the side of this ogre.
Ooh. Yeah, he's gonna move in and pull that sword.
You know that it will be a +1 sword, but you know with the girth and the size of it, there's no way that any of you can use it. I mean, it's huge. It's made for something very large, but you maybe could, take it, sell it, or whatever. But you know it is a magical sword made for this ogre.
I can't even use it like two-handed.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, he'll say like this thing had a magic sword. Who the heck gave this thing a magic sword? Look how big this sword is. I didn't even know you could put magic enchantments on something this big.
John just kind of grunts and keeps hacking at the neck.
Huh. John, as you start hacking at the neck and cutting the neck off, knowing that you have to take the head back for your reward, you look down at your feet as some of the blood is starting to pool out, and you notice a wrapped up piece of brown parchment there that's fixing to get blood on it.
I'll snatch it up.
Yeah, you snatch it up in time before it gets stained, even though it's stained from the sweat and stuff from this ogre. But you open it up, and it appears to be some kind of map leading off this main road out into the woods. And there's little X's drawn and little things, and it appears that appears to be like a little drawing of a hut or a house or something that's deeper into the woods.
Hey, you smart people, you want to check this out? I think I found a map to this ogre's place.
Neither of my characters react to, hey, you smart people.
Louise doesn't either, but she does react to map. And she's like, oh, we're going on another adventure? And she will run up and grab the map and see if she can figure out how to use it.
Yeah, you see the map, and sure enough, you can tell what appears to be the main road that travels through these woods that you're on now, or just off of. And you can see there's a trail that evidently is marked on this map deal, this scroll parchment paper that this ogre's been following, evidently, deeper into the woods.
All right, so she runs up to Dono, and she says, oh, Dono, look at this. We get to go on another adventure. You see this? This is a trail, and it's leading, and I think I can follow it. I think I could do it pretty easy, too. Are you with me, Dono?
Dono puts her hand on your head and says, shh, child, let me see this map. And she looks at it, and she tilts her head, and she says, yes, let's go.
Yay!
Don't you think we should get this head back first?
Don't you think we should get the magic sword back first? I mean, seriously, this thing could be worth a lot. It's a giant magic sword. This thing could be worth so much.
Let's say we cash it out before we start off on our next grand adventure.
Let's do it. So who's going to help me carry the sword?
Winslow will grab an end of it. He'll carry it with both hands above his head.
So do y'all want to go back to Spilling Springs and tell them you got the ogre's head on the deal first? Is that what y'all like to do?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, and you do. You're able to go back and then find the halfling mayor, and she'll send some people out there to help with a cart to load up this ogre's head.
And magic sword.
And the sword, yeah.
On the walk back, Hussey has finally finished his song. And you'll notice that every time the knife-eared man is mentioned, he does something stupid, like drop his sword, cast ineffectual spells, and also steal wands from warriors.
Yeah, Doran kind of nods to the song, and he's kind of smiling at the guy, at Hassis, and he pulls out the wand, and he just is kind of like twirling it in his fingers nonchalantly. I'm like, yeah, you keep it up.
The villagers are very happy to see and know that y'all have taken care of the ogre and everything. Does anyone mention this map to the mayor or anyone at all?
Nope.
Let me see.
Actually, you know what? Luis totally would. And guess what? This thing was carrying a map on it. We're going to go on another adventure. Maybe we'll find its lair, and we'll take all of its treasure.
When you say that, the mayor looks at you and she goes, well, first of all, young'un, it's not your treasure. If that leads to where the ogre's been taking all the merchants, trade goods and stuff, we will have to return it to them.
Ah, yeah, you're right. You're right. That would be the honorable thing to do.
John pipes up at that point and says, "But there'd be a reward for that, right?"
Oh, I imagine all the merchants would reward you tremendously for bringing back their goods and
So, well, I'm good with that. Honest coin is good coin.
Doran will put on a charming smile and say, "I'm willing to do anything to help out this town, ma'am." And he will give her a wink.
as all this conversation is going on, Hussey, you're standing there. You notice the pink-haired girl. There's a crowd, pretty much a crowd gathered at hearing this wonderful news, but you see her back down a street again, speaking to a man with a hooded cloak.
I'm gonna go
Just-
talk to her again.
As soon as you
I'm
head
gonna
that
walk over.
way,
I'm
as
gonna
soon as
say,
you head that way, they both dissipate and walk off before you get there.
the girl does too.
Yep. He goes one way, she goes the other way.
I mean, I'm only interested in her. I'm gonna go try and catch up to her. Does she like bolt?
No, I mean she. Oh, well, I didn't. Well, I saw the commotion up there. I didn't see you. What are you doing today?
Oh, slaying ogres. Hey, we didn't talk about that orange hair dye.
Well, I've got to go to work. In the tavern. I got to help Grandma. I'm sure it's going to be a busy day now. But y'all have killed the ogre. I mean, there'll be celebrations. Come in there tonight, and we'll have a celebration.
Well, now hold on. Your grandmother's right there, and so is every other person in the entire town. I don't think you gotta go just yet.
Oh, but I do. I've got to. Yes, business first.
There's no business to be had in an empty tavern.
She just gives you a laugh and a chuckle as she starts to walk off.
Doran will say, "You see, Hasid, she's just not interested in a man like you."
Doran, you're not anywhere close to this.
Oh, well, damn. Never mind.
He's chased her down the street there.
I can't pick it up with my large elf ears.
Nope, you're still not that close.
Okay, fine. I wanted to. I did want to do something else, but now I forgot. Never mind.
John's going to go over to Sarah, the older woman, and he's going to give her a healthy part of his share and says, "If I'm ever in town again, just remember who I am."
There is no way I would ever forget you. Thank you very much. And celebration this evening. Y'all come back this evening and celebrate for everyone.
I'm
sorry.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm sorry. You probably said, and I probably didn't hear, but did we collect gold for? Did the mayor already hand us our award?
Oh yeah, the mayor gives you the 250 gold for the ogre's head, no doubt about it.
Oh, I thought it was 250 and then extra for the head. Okay, that's
that's because the halfling wasn't listening. She was drinking too much.
No, it was actually the elf that was talking to her. He was paying attention, but whatever. I don't. Okay, cool. It's all fictional anyway. So we get 31 gold and 25 silver apiece.
But yeah, I see the young pink-haired girl. She just walks off from you, with a flirtatious smile and everything at you, and tells you she'll see you this evening at the tavern.
Yeah, Hassi is gonna go talk to Sarah. Wait, old woman's name is Sarah, right?
Yep, the grandmother. Yep.
He's just gonna casually mention, "So, hey, do you have any do you have any nephews that live in this town?"
She looks at you and she says, "Yeah, there is one, but he doesn't stay here much. He's one of those kind of like you are, an adventurer. He goes off and does things on his own ways. I guess he's in his mid-20s now, so he's his own man."
Is he here right now?
I haven't seen him in probably a week, maybe 2 weeks.
I give a loose description of as much as I can of the man that I saw and ask if that sounds like him.
Yeah, when you describe, she says, "Well, he does dress that way sometimes. He sure does."
Say, "Well, you're in luck. He's in town then. I just saw him." Your daughter was talking to him.
Oh, my granddaughter was talking to him? Oh.
Your granddaughter. You're not old enough to have a granddaughter.
Oh, yeah, she is. This is a granddaughter.
No, that's still what I say.
But, she says, well, Tella hasn't told me about him being in town. I'll have to scold her for that.
Oh, well, she was talking to him last night. She was talking to him again just now. Like, just now. I went over to go talk to her, but she said she got to get back to the town. She's seems pretty
Well,
eager to get ready for the flow that's about to get in there.
Well, you know it will be. We're going to have a celebration. There's no more ogre to worry about.
That we will, and I've written a very telling song about what transpired.
Wonderful. I can't wait to hear it.
I can't wait for the tips. He laughs.
Huh. What do y'all want to do after you get your money divided up and the ogre head has been brought back into the village with a big sword also?
John's ready to chase down the map.
Yeah. So is Luis.
Yeah, and Dono is ready to go wherever Luis goes. So.
And Doran's going to say, so if we find this treasure, we're just going to kind of split it among ourselves, right?
Absolutely not. Hussey says, you might be interested in robbing people, and he gestures at the wand, but some of us actually are noble.
Rob? I mean, I'm not robbing anyone if I found it. Finders keepers.
Yeah, you didn't find it. Are you a liar on top of everything else?
I don't know what you're talking about.
We all saw the wand. We saw the ogre cast it on John.
Okay,
and
look.
John's the monster, and you took it.
John can't even use the wand. So, it's mine. Get over it, changeling. Before I use something on you.
Try it, my friend.
Okay.
I've seen you do stuff.
And the elf's going to cast Charm Person on Harry's.
All right.
Okay.
You get
There's
to
a saving
save,
throw.
doesn't
Let me check and make sure. Charm Person. This spell affects living bipeds of human size or smaller, such as goblins or dryads. If the spell succeeds, saving throw allowed, the unfortunate creature falls under the caster's influence, treating them as a friend.
All right, make it save.
Do I get a roll under or over? Because I rolled over.
Equal to or over.
All right. Hazir draws his sword.
Doran does the same.
John will step in between and says, we might got better fights to fight than this.
Hazir says, I don't think people who cast magic on me are people I'm going to party with.
I don't think people that make unflattering comments about me are people I'm going to party with.
Then I think you should leave, thief.
John just raises both hands and backs out of this.
You really think that you could take me on?
Oh, I saw your spell casting. And then you drop your sword? You failed to cast 2 spells in a row. You drop your sword when you try and swing it. Why don't you hand me the wand and we'll forget this whole mess?
You want the wand?
You can't handle the wand.
Okay. I'm just going to cast sleep on him. You fall asleep.
I'm sure there's people here that are going to notice.
I don't
We're
care.
in a large crowd. You've cast magic at me twice now using the wand once.
I didn't use the wand. I just used my other spell that I had
Oh,
prepared.
Then you've cast 2 spells.
Cool.
On someone who just killed an ogre. I'm completely sure there's going to be consequences.
Okay. So I cast sleep. You fall asleep. And then I'm going to stab you and kill you.
No, you're not. Definitely people are going to get in your way. At
Yeah.
the very least,
Okay.
Dono's gonna get in the way.
If John sees you going for a killing
I'm gonna,
blow, he'll stop him.
I'm gonna put you to sleep, and then I'm definitely going to attempt to kill you, and then people are probably gonna try and stop me.
Yeah. Dono's
All
definitely
right,
gonna
all
kill
right,
you.
all right, Doran. You're going to put him to sleep, right?
Yes. Yep. I put him to sleep.
All right, and you're going to try to stab him next, right?
Yes.
You are overwhelmed by the townspeople, and you are hung the next morning, so you can take that character out of the game right now.
Cool. Okay.
You are hung
Nice.
till death.
All right. He's dead. That's cool.
For every action, there is a reaction.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, it totally. Yeah, it totally fits. Yeah, they saw him. They saw him literally trying to murder this guy. So sure, that
Yep.
makes total sense that they're going to react that way. All right. So as he's being hauled off to jail, he just yells obscenities. And elf.
The mayor takes the wand because he had the wand, didn't he?
Yeah.
The mayor takes the wand and gives it to you, Winslow.
Winslow looks at it and goes over to a C, right? Because C, you're the spellcaster, aren't you?
Oh no, Hassee's not a spellcaster.
Oh, Dono is.
Dono is, yeah.
Yeah, and go, I think you might need this more than I do.
Hey.
Dono looks at it and says, I guess.
Isn't Winslow a spellcaster?
Yeah, but he doesn't like this.
Dono's gonna look to... Oh, shit, I keep forgetting everyone's name. Lucy, and say, should I use this? What is this?
Is Lucy a spellcaster too? Is
No,
she the-
don't. Yeah, Dono's a spellcaster. No, Lucy's a swordsman. She's a
Yeah, that's
He's
what I
a
thought.
swashbuckler. Yeah, no, yeah, she will say, yes, you should definitely use that. He said something about a magic word, and then she says what the magic word was. Snooze.
News.
Yeah, she puts it away. I don't know, she puts it on her hip or something.
It's gonna be so cool when you use that. I can't wait to see it.
Winslow's looking over the map.
Quick question.
Right?
That saving, well, it doesn't matter. They won't get a saving throw on it because it's sleep. They don't get a saving throw.
On the wand? You don't sleep? Nope.
Yeah. Oh, and Luis is gonna go and wake up the changeling, and she's gonna say, "Well, we don't have an elf anymore. I'm pretty sure they're gonna hang him tomorrow. I mean, he did try to murder you after all.
What? Murder me?
Yeah, he put you to sleep, and then he was about to stab you, but John there got in the way of it,
John and
you are-
villagers.
and then I pulled out my sword because I was gonna help protect you, too. But the town folks all like clobbered him. You should have seen it. He was missing a tooth, and he had a big black eye, and he didn't look charming anymore.
This here looks like he just looks like he feels super guilty. And he looks at John and says, "My savior twice over then. I was just trying to do right by you."
I said, don't worry about it. It happens.
That guy was an asshole.
It happens. It's okay. You would have done the same for me.
I absolutely would have.
And
He
his
looked-
nose was bleeding. It's gross.
Monsieur looks really shaken up, actually. Like he's literally shaking.
But hey, don't worry. Yeah, like I said, that guy was an asshole. He really deserved it. He was going to try and murder one of his own party members. You're totally cool. And then she gives you a hug.
Y'all would know what you have. You would have roughly 6 hours of daylight left. You would think it's, by all this is transpired and Doran is arrested and taken to the little city jail. You'll know there's still about 6 hours left of daylight if you want to try to go follow that map or not.
Yeah, John says, hey, let's clean up what this ogre took, and we can enjoy the hanging tomorrow then.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go do that.
Hey, I don't know. When they bring him out, we should totally throw tomatoes at him. I've always wanted to do that, but I was always told I couldn't throw tomatoes at people, and now I get the chance.
I don't. You eat tomatoes. Why would you throw them?
Because it's fun. Trust me, we're gonna have a blast.
Okay, but I want more milk.
Yes, we will get you more milk and tomatoes to throw. Rotten tomatoes.
Rotten tomatoes.
Yes. I've heard they're the
Okay.
best to throw.
Okay.
Now, to treasure.
Yep, the group goes back to where the ogre was encountered, and sure enough, you get to looking at all of you, put your heads together, except Doran, of course, and you start finding the trail out through the woods of where this ogre evidently apparently came from, and sure enough, it pretty much matches up to this map. You follow it for what seems to be quite some time, maybe 20, 30 minutes of your time. So it comes out into more of a deep forest at first, and then it goes back to where it's just maybe smaller trees and brush, shrubs and things, but it comes out into an open field area. And across the other edge over there, maybe 60 feet from you, you see smoke rising up from a chimney of a small wooden cabin about 60 feet from you in an opening there. And you see a humanoid figure, which appears to be male from where you're at now, appears to be on the side of the cabin working. Maybe he's working in a garden or something. Seems like he's got a shovel or a hoe or something working in a garden. He's not noticed you.
John will call out for him and raise his hand to show that he's not bearing any ill intention with him.
Yeah, and he stops, hoeing and gardening, and he turns and he looks at you and, well, Matt, come on in. I can offer you some fresh spring water. I am Ergale.
He said, I'm Bung, John Bung, son of Bung.
I'm sorry. Is this the place that the map led to? Or is this like before that? I guess I missed that part.
It appears that this probably is going to be the place where the map shows from what your judgment of looking at the area.
Dono leans forward and whispers into Luis's ear and says, I don't see all the treasure.
Me either. Does she recognize this guy? Like, was this one of the guys that were staring at her?
No, this is an old man that appears probably, you would think probably maybe from what he appears to be, he would be in his 70s. I mean, it's an older human there, but you can see that he's turned and looked at you. He's just dressed in plain work farmer type clothes.
Have you heard rumors of that ogre that was around here?
You going to scream at 60 foot, or you going to go on up to him?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that was that far away. Yeah, she'll say, hold on, I'll get information. And she'll run as quickly as she can to the man. And then she'll say, hey, did you hear rumors of that ogre that was around here?
Yeah, there have been stories, young lady, for quite some time now, but luckily he hasn't come and bothered me. Of course, I'm just an old lone man who lives here and takes care of his little gardens.
Well, the thing is like we kind of killed that ogre earlier. Us, and then there was this really shitty elf, but he's going to get hung tomorrow because he was an asshole. And anyway, he had a map on him, and that map led to your hut.
He looks at you very puzzled, and he's like, the ogre had a map that led to my place.
Uh-huh. And she'll take the map out and show him.
Yeah, and he takes it, he's looking at it, and he goes, well, yeah, that's old Bobcat Creek. Yeah, that looks like this and that. And he puts the map back down, and he looks towards you, and when he does, I need you to make me a saving throw at -2.
Nice.
Shoot. I was going to say, Winslow is going to go
failed.
into spell motions for detect magic.
I failed even with my +2 to luck. I rolled an 8 total.
All right. First question: did the rest of you follow her on up to him, or y'all still the 60-foot back?
I mean, I imagine we're not 60 foot back. I know for sure Dono followed her because Dono follows her constantly, except for
Okay.
when she starts drinking because Dono doesn't like her when she drinks.
Yeah, John would have followed up too.
All right.
'Cause he was going for the water.
Yeah, he would have gave you a picture of water while all this conversation was going on. But all of a sudden, you see Louise is talking about this map, and he's looked at the map, and he looks back at as he looks deeply in your eyes. You hit the ground, sound asleep, Louise,
Nice.
and he just looks
it's
towards the
two
rest of you,
characters
and he
in one
goes.
night.
He looks towards the rest of you, and he goes, "Oh, your friend, does she have some type of medical issues?"
Dono pulls out the wand and says, "Fuck! Oops! I didn't mean to use it." Yeah, she's holding it, trying to figure out what the hell she did.
You get inspiration.
Yeah.
Perfect. He's standing there looking very puzzled at the rest of you as he's looking, and he says, "Well, maybe we should give her some water or something. What? This is strange."
Winslow casts detect magic.
You get a sense of definitely magic in this area. Maybe not permeating directly off him, but yeah, you definitely will pick up some magic in this area.
Okay.
If sleep was used on her, he would pick up the sleep magic on her, right? Because it detects charms as well.
Yep. You have to sort of say, as far as permeating off this old man himself, no, but you definitely pick up some in this area.
Dono's gonna go over to her and like kneel next to her and like kind of shake her awake, you know.
As soon as you do that, in fact, Alex, you're up next for initiative, so roll initiative for me. As soon as you start to touch her.
5.
Well, he got a 6.
Oh, I don't know why you asked me if you're just gonna roll 6s.
As you bend down and get close to your friend to wake her back up, you hear an uncurdling, godly scream come out of this man as he starts to transform. And you see him go from this stooped over human male to these two jackal-looking legs that he's standing on, and his body turns into this jackal-looking beast as he's standing there looking at you. And he just swipes out straight towards you as you try to wake her up. But he's going to miss you as he swings out with these claws.
I imagine what happened is he went to go hit me, and my tail flicking back and forth nervously actually knocked his hand out of the way.
It did. So now, what would you like to do, Alex, as you see this transformation, the rest of you up there see it happen?
Well, Hussey's going to immediately draw his sword and lunge at the man.
All right.
The man, monster, beast, creature. But he's going to miss.
Yeah, you'll need a 15 to hit him.
Yeah, well, I rolled a 5, so.
All right.
Yeah, John's right there with him.
All right, John.
That's 18.
Yeah, 18 hits.
4 points.
Yeah, you take a little bite out of him, but his saliva and stuff starting to run down his mouth as this transformation has changed to this jackal-looking creature.
And then Dono's going to try and wake up Lucy.
Yep, you can spend your turn doing this on this round. That'll be fine.
I don't want to go to the dance.
And that will just leave you, right, Lucy? So you're being woken up for this round.
5 more minutes.
Oh.
We go to the next round. Speaking of you, Lucy, Crystal, it's your turn to roll initiative.
Oh, okay. Cool. 2.
He got a 3. As you all 5 are standing there now. This saliva and stuff's just running and drooling off of his mouth as he turns and he's looking all towards all of you. And he is going to look towards you, John, as you try to swing into him. But he's not going to hit you with that, I can tell you. He misses you, John. But you hear something coming from behind you, a voice behind all of you, and you hear this female voice go, "Darling grandfather, what are these people trying to do to you?" It is y'all's turn.
Winslow will turn around to see who's talking.
You see this very beautiful looking female that appears probably to be in her mid-20s, very fair skin with this flowing red hair, dressed in a summer dress, and she's holding like a big bouquet of flowers and stuff.
Luis is going to, when she wakes up and she's on the ground, she's just going to roll over into the bushes.
All right, you can do that on your turn in a minute.
Oh, sorry.
What else would y'all like to do as Louise is fixing to turn over in the bushes? And you see this beautiful young female standing behind you with this red flowing hair with a bouquet of flowers.
Dono is going to cast Bless on Luis right as she's rolling away.
All right, perfect.
And then, yeah, she's just going to turn around and get ready for what she assumes is the giant jackal monster is going to attack somebody, and then she's going to heal them. And then Hasi will just attack the giant jackal monster.
All right.
You said I needed a 15?
Yep, you need a 15 on him.
No, I got a 13 again.
All right. Anybody else got anything to do, or is that all of y'all?
Winslow will cast. This is a new round, right? I can't remember.
Yeah, it is.
Winslow will cast Sleep on the redhead girl.
She looks at you and she starts letting out a cackle that would not come from a beautiful young woman. She says, "Shame on you. That has no effect on me. You'll pay first for that."
John swings at the beast in front of him.
All right.
That's a 20.
20 will hit him.
That is 7 points.
Ooh, good hit on him. You can tell it took some out of him, but he's still standing pretty strong. As we go up to next round, Mike, it's your turn to roll.
5.
Ooh, you beat him. I had a 4. So, what would you like to do, Mike, your two characters?
John will smack again.
All right.
That's a 15.
Yep, 15 hits.
Another 7.
Ooh, you take another big chunk out of him. He's appearing to be bleeding quite profusely now.
Is there attacks of opportunity in this at all?
Nope.
Yeah. So does the woman who cackled, does she still look all pretty?
Yeah, she looks as beautiful as she was just a moment ago, but it's just the laugh and the cackle that come out of her mouth did not come from a beautiful person.
Yeah, okay, no, he's still gonna attack the jackal monster. He's confused about that other one. Ooh, that's gonna hit. He's confused about why she's cackling like that, but he doesn't get it, and that's a 6. That is 7 points of damage.
Yeah, this jackal-looking creature in front of you appears to be stumbling and moving, and blood is just flowing from all these cuts and pierces that y'all have made on him. He's in pretty bad shape, you can tell.
And then I guess Dono will take a bite at the jackal. She doesn't... No one needs healing right now, right?
Nope.
She's gonna take a bite.
All right.
Oh, she's actually gonna hit. Okay, hold on. I think her bite counts as a light weapon, which... Yeah,
Yep, I believe that's right.
Well, he can take 3 points of damage.
Yeah, your bite takes more out of him, and he starts stumbling and falling to the ground and appears to be barely still alive at this point.
She spits it out. It's gross.
As you spit it out, we go to this creature that is standing there, and it looks towards you as you've taken a bite out of it. And it's going to
Wait,
launch.
I didn't get to go.
You fell off asleep on the ground, remember?
That was last turn.
No, it wasn't.
I thought we've rolled another initiative since then. Mike rolled an initiative. I mean, yeah, Mike rolled an initiative.
Well, go ahead. That's fine. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
it is. Yeah, she's
All
right.
right. So, yeah, I'll throw a shuriken at this guy.
All right.
But I completely miss. I don't even get it out.
All right. Yeah, you miss it as it lunges maybe at the same point as it's jumping and lunging towards the member lizard party member. 17 is going to hit. I don't know. And you will take, well, this is good. Make a save throw for me first.
Okay.
Standard, no.
I passed the saving throw.
All right, that's good. You'll take 1 point of damage, but you feel some of this fluid or whatever's in this mouth of this go into you, but you're able to fight it off for right now, but you'll just take 1 point of damage.
Only 1 point? Oh, that's not
Yep. And we're up to the next round then. Is the lady is standing there looking at y'all as you're attacking her grandfather, and she just shakes her head and she says, I told you it's not going to be good if you do not stop. So, Alex, we're up to you for initiative.
1.
Well, you barely lost. She or they had a 2. Huh. This creature lunges at the lizard again and tries to bite into you. Wow, 18 on the die. Make another save for me. You'll take 1 point of damage, 1 more point.
Hold on. Got a 12, so what is my... Yep.
You made it okay. Just 1 point of damage in as you were able to fight off the effects of whatever this other stuff is in its saliva.
I assume it's...
The woman looks towards all of you. She opens her mouth and lets out this mournful, wailing scream. It just permeates this whole area. I need everybody to make a save. No bonuses, no anything, just a straight save. If you fail, let me know.
I still get my luck bonus, right?
What's it for? Just this.
Doesn't matter. Luck. The halfling luck. It's +2 to everything. Doesn't matter. I rolled a 3, so or 4 or something.
All right.
Winslow fails. John saves.
All right. If you fail, this mournful wail just screams and permeates into your mind. So if you fail, you take 9 points of damage.
Ow.
Is it just psychic pain just strays into you? If you pass, you'll take 4 points of damage. You might pass. And those that failed will also stand there as you're just shocked in fear and able to do anything right now.
Well, as long as I'm standing completely still in fear, I can't be seen.
What do you mean you can't be seen?
I'm in the bush. I'm virtually invisible or whatever because the halfling thing.
You think you are.
Yeah.
And we'll wait on Alex a second. He had something come up he said there. But y'all can go ahead if y'all want to go to. It's y'all's up to y'all's turn with the 1. Y'all had a 1. If any of y'all are still not sitting or paralyzed in fear.
John will smack again.
Smacking the jackal, okay?
Yep. That's a 15.
All right.
4 or 6.
Tell us how you finished the jackal creature off, then.
A neck shot. John winds up and he's just having hacked at that ogre's neck all day. He's kind of skilled at this now, and he just goes right for it, slices it off cleanly.
Yep. This jackal creature falls to the ground, pouring blood out everywhere, of course, and it is finished. You're back, Alex?
Winslow will wet himself.
Yeah, I'm back. Hasi drops his sword and like starts to shake badly again, but Dono doesn't seem affected, and she God.
Did you get the damage a minute ago from the woeful scream that this woman let out? Did you take?
Yeah, I had my headphones on so I could still hear
Okay.
you, but
Good enough. I just wanted to make sure you did hear that part. Okay.
yeah, Hasi failed, but Dono passed again.
Yep. Fail took
No.
9 and Ass took 4 damage.
Dono is going to heal herself.
All right.
Dono's not going to heal herself for very much, though. And then Hasi failed, so he can't do anything if he's feared, right?
Yeah, he's just in there paralyzed in his fear.
Yeah, he's just quaking in his boots.
All right. You see the jackal creature that falls to the ground as John slices its head almost off. Crystal, roll initiative for me.
Okay. 1.
Wow, he had or they had a 2 or whatever. So you see this woman that has just let out this awful scream, but you still see the beautiful woman. Let's see what she's going to do. Darn, I wish Doran was here.
He'd probably be flirting with her.
Let's see. She looks towards you, Winslow, and make me a saving throw.
It saves.
Yeah, you're able to fight off whatever effects that she just tried to seem to get into your mind, and you're able to shake it off. And you hear her let out a word, almost another scream, like some type of bad curse word in some language you don't understand. As you do, you see some of the grass and stuff start moving and stuff. And Louis, you're hiding in the grass there, but you see this pack of rats running straight towards you as it lunges and jumps at you. And they are going to miss you, luckily. So it is up to y'all. You've got a pack of rats on top of you, Louise, and you got this woman sitting 30 feet away from you.
All right. Well, I guess I'm going to try to hit the rats since they're right on top of me and all. So I'll... I have my little staff there that I can use as a club, and I grab that and I pull it back and swing at these rats with all of my might. Hold on, I'm trying to look up blessed real quick because I know I'm under blessed. So I get a +1 to attack, and is that it? +1 to all attack rolls. And if a target is not a player character, it improves their overall morale. Okay. Yeah. So I do a total of 14 to hit.
Yep, that hits this pack of rats.
Nice. I do max damage, 5 damage.
All right, good. You take a big whack of them out and scatter a bunch of them. There's still a group of them, but you knock out a bunch of them. All right. What about the rest of y'all? As you see your friend over in the grass knocking these rats out everywhere, and then you see this beautiful woman standing 30 feet away from you. Those of you that are not froze up, let's put it that way, the ones that are still paralyzed in fear are standing there.
Do I know if... So, like, in my head... Oh, wait, actually... Okay, yes. I want to use the wand to cast sleep on the rats.
Yeah, who's doing that? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know who's doing that.
Yeah, she raises that wand up and uses a charge out of it, so mark that off first. But you also see these rats still moving and going up to your friend as you hear this beautiful woman behind you in this cackling voice go, "I told you that doesn't work on us."
John rolls his eyes and sighs and just charges at her.
Yep, you can move up to her. You got enough movement to get to her and take a swing at her.
And that's a 10.
That is a miss. All right, Mike, on the next round, I guess. This will be the last. Whoever's paralyzed out of fear, this will be your last round. After this round, you'll be able to act after this one.
That's a 3.
She had a 5. As you run up towards her, John, and do this, she reaches out and touches you on the shoulder, and she goes, "You are so handsome. Why would you want to attack me? Can you not see the beauty that you and I can make together?" Make me a saving throw.
He saves.
You're able to fight the effects of it off then. And she lets out some of these other words that are just horrible coming out of this woman's mouth. The pack of rats lunges and jumps at you again, Louise, with a 19 on the die. Ooh. That's going to be max damage, 5, and make me a save. You'll take 5 points of damage and also make a save.
Wait, who's doing this?
Louise?
Okay,
Crystal?
that's what I thought you said.
Sorry, I was trying to unmute. Yeah, I failed my save. I've just been failing my saves all night long.
Yep, you'll take the 5 points of damage as they bite and pierce into you, but you also feel some type of poison going through your veins. So note down -2 to any attack rolls for right now.
Nice.
And that ends their turn as we go to you, Mike. John standing there in front of this woman who is trying to charm him.
I'm sorry. I had a quick question. A while ago, anyone who had failed their saving throw earlier, were they still fearful? Because if so, I didn't take out 5 rats.
We'll say you did anyway. I mean, I'm
Okay.
not going to read. It's no big deal. I mean, you took out some rats, but yeah, you'll be fearful for this last round. That's right.
Okay, and how much?
It's not going to affect anything.
How many points of damage did I take? 5?
You took 5 points of damage and then the
Okay.
-2 for the poison.
All right, sorry about that. Okay, go ahead.
That's fine. Okay, John.
He's going to swing up and cut into her.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. That's 19.
Oh, that'll hit her.
That die is hot tonight. That's 6.
All right. You seem to take something out of her, but she's still sitting there beautiful. When you see a tear start rolling down her cheek as she's looking at you like, why are you doing this to her? And what about Winslow? Is he going to do anything?
Winslow is still wetting himself.
All right. Everybody that is not in fear or paralyzed, anybody else or everybody else?
Dono is going to go into the bushes to try and find Lucy and cast Cure Wounds on her.
All right, you can find her. Over there with the rats trying to get her.
Oh, 7. You can heal for 7. I got these, when I got the Witcher game, I got these Witcher dice. Hold on, let me turn my camera back on.
Sorry.
Did you get that, Crystal?
Yeah, I was about to say I needed it.
I got these Witcher die from when I got the Witcher game, the board game, remember? Or not the
Yep.
table book? The book. And this die, I don't know how it's weighted, but it only rolls 1s and 6s. But they're on the opposite side of the die.
That's
Well,
bizarre.
you want 6s sometimes.
Of course, it's The Witcher. So
Oh, man. Yeah, anyways. That's what Dono does. Dono heals her friend.
All right. And I guess that's everybody that was still able to do anything. We go up to the next round, Alex. You can roll for us. And everybody was fear and all that is back in the game now.
Remember how I said it rolls 6s or 1s?
You got a 1.
I got a 1.
I got a 5. The rats lunge and jump at you, still getting Lou. Good Lord, an 18 on the die. You'll take 4 points of damage.
Nice.
You're still already poisoned, so you don't need to make another save. That's fine.
Okay.
The lady's tears rolling down her eye. She looks towards you, John, as you're the closest threat to her. She's sitting there looking at you with this tear. And she goes, Leave me now, you wicked man. And I need you to make me a saving throw at -2.
Oh, I failed that.
You just get this sense coming over you to know that maybe for a moment she reminds you of your mother, your grandmother, some motherly figure to you that you would definitely, do what she asked you to do. And at this point on your next turn, you have to walk completely away from this whole area and leave this area if something comes over you as she's told you to leave.
Yep.
And speaking of that, we come to y'all's group. Alex, go first.
Husky finally snaps out of it, and he is super confused about what's going on, but he does understand that there are rats attacking a halfling, and that's very clear cut. So he goes over and attacks the halfling. Just kidding. He attacks the rats.
All right.
So he rolled a 10. How many rats does he kill?
Oh, you missed. If you AC 10, you miss them.
I thought I was rolling my d20. It was going to tell me how many rats I killed. Okay.
Oh no, you just if you roll a 10 to hit, it just misses them.
Wait, but I do have. I rolled a 10 on the die. I have like +3 total.
Yeah, if you got a 13, a 13 is what you need to hit them.
Fantastic. I deal 5 + 1 is. Oh, 5 + 2 actually, 7 damage.
Yeah, you knock a bunch of them out. There's not very many of them left at all in this pack of rats as you K-wop some more of them. What about I don't know anything?
She doesn't know what to do. She's going to cast. She's cast Bless twice now, right? She's going to cast her last Bless on Hasi.
All right. Mac, John hears this motherly voice, or grandmotherly voice, as he is going to have to walk away from this area. But what about Winslow?
Winslow picks up his sling and fires away at her.
All right.
That is a 17.
17 will hit her, yes.
4 points.
All right. Your little sling rock bullet or whatever it is hits her pretty good. Some blood starts trickling down her face.
Those aged acorns will do it every time.
And unfortunately, Crystal has fallen out. Internet issues, I guess. All right, Mike. It was her turn, but you roll initiative for us then.
5.
She had a 6, of course. Man, I'm gonna keep this die because I think all it gets is 6s and 4s and 5s. The pack of rats turns towards you and see as you've destroyed a bunch of them, and they really turn towards you now and start lunging what's left of them and lunging at you. And they are going to miss you, though, luckily. Man, that would have been max damage, but they miss you. She looks towards you, Winslow, this beautiful woman, as you've hit her with this sling bullet, and she puts her hand up to the forehead where it hit and the blood is trickling down, and she goes, "Well, you little stinker, you." And I need you to make me a save.
Yes, by 3.
Yep, you're able to fight off whatever effect she was going to have on y'all. So it is up to y'all's group then.
John is still walking away.
Yep, John is. He always heard that voice of like he's a child again and been given an order, and he's walking away,
dragging his sword behind him. Winslow will grab another acorn and fire away.
All right.
That is a 13.
A 13 will hit her.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, 5 points.
Ooh, yeah, you bop her again good. She's not going to be happy. All right, Alex.
Dono is going to cast Cure Wounds on Hasi because Hasi is pretty fucked up. Oh yeah, there we go. And then Hasi is going to try and kill the rest of the rats if he can.
All right, let's hope he can. He's pretty close to it.
Ooh. That is a non-natural 20, so that's going to hit something.
Yep.
And then he will deal 7 damage.
Yeah, you finish these pack of rats off. They quit moving and squirming. They seem to be taken care of. This pack does. And that should be everybody, right?
Everyone on my team.
Hmm?
So that's everyone on my side.
Yep. And Crystal's probably lost the internet, unfortunately. Bad timing. Let's see. Alex, your time to roll initiative.
6.
Y'all get to go. They had a 5.
Because you rolled a 1 last time, right, Alex?
I only roll 6s and 1s on this die. Like, I'm not kidding you. It's probably 80% of the time it's a 6 or a 1. Okay, so is the gnome injured? Like,
Yeah.
fairly badly?
He's doubled over in pain as he's swinging his sling around.
Okay, then you can be healed for 4 health.
Excellent.
As Dono continues to play damage control.
All right.
And then Hasi is going to... Hasi's really confused. Because, like, there's this beautiful woman, and she's crying, and he's really confused. So he's
because he sees her over this beautiful woman with these 2 bumps in her head with blood running down her face, crying.
And so he's just gonna, like, tackle her to the ground, which will both protect her from getting hurt and prevent her from doing anything. So he can try and figure out what's going on.
So he's going to run and grab her and take her to the ground?
That's the plan, yeah.
Roll me a d20. If you got a strength modifier, the +1, you can add that.
All right, well, then I got a total of 12.
She rolled a nat 20. She dodges out of your way. As soon as you get there, she stems back and you jump and lunge out into the ground there as you fall prone.
All right, well, that's me.
John, you're still walking away. What about Winslow?
Another acorn. Just plinking away. That's a 14.
Yep, that hits her.
1 point.
All right. She looks towards you, Winslow, and with the bump on her head again, and she looks down at Hasi is laying down on the ground, probably trying to get himself back up. She reaches down and touches you on the shoulder, Hasi, and she goes, "Why would your friend try to hurt such a beautiful woman as me? I need you to make me a saving throw."
He says, I don't know what's going on. He fails.
She has successfully cast Charm Person on you, and this is your best friend now. You will do anything to protect your best friend.
Yeah.
And we
absolutely.
are up to the next one. Crystal's gone, so Mike, I guess it's back to you to roll initiative first. Ooh.
6.
They got a 6-2, but I'll let y'all go first.
Winslow's going to peg her again.
All right.
That's a 19.
Ooh, that hits.
He's hot with that sling, man.
Yeah, he is.
1 point.
All right. She's been pegged again, then.
And
John's still walking away.
Yep.
Hasi's gonna get up and be like, "Whoa, hold on, stop! This is all a big misunderstanding. Like, I don't know what's going on, but just stop. We should just leave. Let's just go. Let's just leave." And Dono's not buying it. Dono's gonna go bite this woman. She knows magic when she sees it.
All right, she's going to run and try to bite her, okay?
13?
Yep, 13 hits.
Alright, for 2 damage.
Yeah, when you bite into her, you see her image change from just a moment of this beautiful woman for just a flash of this old hag-looking woman, but it goes back to this beautiful woman, and she looks at you in this cackling voice and goes, "You shouldn't hurt your friend that way." And you see her wave her hand towards you, Winslow, and you see this red mist come out of where she's just been bit as it straights into you. You'll take that 2 points of damage, Winslow.
Ow.
And we are up to the next round, man. That's what she did, is cast a spell. So it's back to you, Alex.
For initiative, right?
Yep,
Guess what I rolled?
a 1.
Nope, 6.
Oh, she got a 2, so take us off.
Let's see. I mean, okay, Hasi just like stands in the way so that people can't attack her. Because like all these people here are his friends, and he's having a hard time.
Yeah, everybody here is your friend now. Her and everybody else, you're right.
And so he's just like, guys, stop. And I don't know. I mean, there's no disadvantage in this, but that's basically what he's trying to do. He's trying to make it so nobody can hit anybody.
All right.
Did the rats devour me?
The rats have been taken care of. I'll get you in the next round, though.
I hid really well.
And then I say that, but Dono's still gonna try and bite the witch again. Or the hag.
All right.
So I guess they're gonna cancel each other out. Like, they're basically gonna just wrestle a little bit.
Winslow cast sleep on Hasi.
Alright, Hasi goes the fuck to sleep.
Yep.
And John's still walking away.
John's still walking away. He's got his mind on chocolate pie or something, I guess. She turns and looks and sees Hasi, her best friend, falling to the ground asleep, and she sees that you did this, Winslow, and she goes, "I told you, you little devil, to quit playing these type of games." And you see these 2 bolts of energy just shoot out towards your hands, and they shoot both towards you. One of them misses you. The other one is going to hit you for max damage of 5 points as this bolt of sizzling energy just goes straight into you, Winslow.
Excellent.
And Crystal, you're back. Roll initiative for us.
4.
She got a 5. Give you a quick overview, Crystal. Basically, the rats are dead. John has been something happened to him where he's just walking off. You see him walking completely off back into the forest on his own. He's dragging his sword behind him like he's a spoiled child that got caught with his hand in the cookie jar or something. But
game over, man. Game over.
Game over. It's game over for him as he's walking away. Winslow is trying to battle out with this beautiful woman as he's pelted her quite a bit in the forehead with some sling stones. Hasi thought it was his best friend, but now he's been knocked down to the ground to sleep. And Don't Know is went up there and bit a big chunk out of her. But anyway, she looks towards you, Winslow, and she looks towards the lizard woman and she goes, "You know, I always helped your kind, your family, your friends. They were friends of mine." And make me a saving throw.
But what this bitch doesn't know is my friends and family are all halflings. Which is why I got a natural 20.
Yep, you're able to fight off whatever effects that she was trying to do to you now. Y'all side, Crystal, lead us out.
So Louise is about to grab another shuriken, and she reaches down into her pouch, and she realizes she's all out as she rolled a natural 1.
Oh, goodness. Okay. All right. It's Mike. It's up to you and Alex what y'all want to do.
Winslow fires. Yes, fires another acorn at her.
I tell you what, if an acorn kills this woman, I quit.
All right, max damage.
Yeah, that's a 16 for 4 points.
Yeah, you take another big chunk out of her, but she's still standing there. It seems to be. She's pissed off at you again, of course.
She's got 5 little knobs on her head.
Yep. And you see John still walking off with his sword dragon behind him.
I mean, let's see. What do I have left? No one on our side is injured, right? Not overly.
Well, Louise is, but she's in the bushes hiding right now.
Yeah.
I healed you last time. Oh, I guess you needed 2 heals then, huh?
Well, I got hit again, I think, or something. I'm at 13 HP.
And Winslow looks like a crispy critter.
Oh, do you need healed? Are you still injured pretty badly?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then you can have 5 more health.
Excellent. Thank you.
And now I only have 1 heal left.
All right, now we're up to the next round. If that covers everybody, huh?
This lady's got to be running out of spells by now.
You never know. Roll me a 1 or 6, Alex.
All right, let's see what we get here.
6.
What the hell? It's a 4?
Oh, no. Well, she had a 5.
Broken ass die?
She sees Dono healing Winslow, and that pisses her off even more as you're standing there next to her. So she is going to reach out and grab your shoulder and make me a saving throw.
All right, I did.
You made it? Okay. You're able to fight it off then. Nothing happens to you. And it is up to y'all. But Alex goes first since he's slow.
Sorry.
I'm going to bite for 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage to her, okay. You take a big chunk out of her. She seems to be hurt.
I mean, she's had so many big chunks taken out of her. What, is she just a skeleton now?
Mm-hmm.
She's beautiful. Still beautiful, even with all the whelps on her forehead from these acorns.
Is she delicious, though?
She may be. In a minute, you may know. Or you
I mean,
may
I've taken
not.
2 bites out of her, so...
Oh, yeah, she tastes like strawberry pie.
Ah, sweet.
I'm going to ask Daniel if he'll allow a gnome race in his BX game.
He won't. I already asked him.
All right, who else is going to take an action? Or move or something? Of course, John's still walking off. John's completely lost.
Luis, when you said that this woman attacked Donna, right?
She tried. She tried
Okay.
to. You seen her try to do something to her.
Am I still at a -2 to my attacks because of
Yep.
that poison?
You are.
Does that apply to damage as well?
Nope, just to hit.
Okay, so because of my swashbuckler and my bless, that actually cancels out. So I
Right.
rolled an 18, and suddenly this halfling charges out of the brush and says, "Don't hit my friend!" as I come in with my club and smack her in the head for 5 points of damage.
Man, she is bleeding profusely now. Very bad. Does that get everybody?
No, Winslow
Winslow.
puts 2 acorns in the sling. Damn it. That's a 3.
Oh, man. All right, Mike, roll initiative, man.
A 1. Oh, come on.
You know what she had? A 2. That's how close you were. All right. She looks awful now, even though she's still got the beautiful figure. I mean, she looks awful with all this blood pouring down her, and with you running up there and doing that, Louise, she opens her mouth and lets out this curdling scream again. This wail, this scream. Everybody make a saving throw. If you fail your saving throw, you will take 7 points of damage. If you pass, you take 3. Everybody but John. Of course, John's not close enough.
Does Passing need to make a save?
Being asleep, I'm going to say no. He's in dreamland somewhere.
Winslow fails again.
All right, he'll take 7.
Yeah, I failed as well.
Yep,
I,
take 7.
I cannot make a save tonight.
I must be taking all your save luck because you're a halfling.
Yeah, I know. I rolled a 3, so it's a total of 5.
Winslow, lead us out as she's doing what she can do.
My turn?
Yep, it's up to y'all. Y'all had the one.
Oh, that's right. Oh, crap. I'm out of acorns.
I mean, like, Loki, it's about time. Jesus, how many acorns did you bring?
I had a wagon of acorns at one point.
Like he's like reaching into like the pouches in his cheeks.
Yes.
All right, poor Winslow missed. So that's going to leave it up to the lizard and the little halfling.
Yeah, Dono's gonna heal herself again because she's getting rough. She's getting rough again. She doesn't have a lot of health.
I'm gonna let you know that Dono would notice that Luis is kind of almost standing on the last leg here.
Yeah, so is Dono.
Just gonna let you know on a scale from 1 to 24, I'm at a 6.
You still have more health than I do.
All right, Dono is healing herself. What about Louise?
Am I paralyzed with fear?
No, not this time. You're not.
Great. Does a 13 hit?
13 is what you need.
Awesome. So I say, like, I'm not going to be afraid of you anymore. And I smack her upside the jaw for 5 more points of damage.
What are you using?
My club. It's 1d6 minus 1. I rolled a 6.
Yeah, it did. It hit her so perfect. You can tell me how you finished her off.
Yeah, so I bring my club up and I smack her right in the jaw, and her head just kind of like twists, and you hear a cracking as her neck snaps, and blood and teeth just fly off into the ditch and stuff, and she just kind of like her body twirls to the ground and falls dead.
She does. And you still see this beautiful young woman laying there. John, you snap out of whatever trance you were in, and you're standing out in the woods there.
Just want you to know, Crystal, on a scale of 1 to 13, I was feeling a solid 2.
Nice.
Yeah, John kind of shrugs his shoulders and then quits dragging his sword, throws it across his shoulder, and starts walking back towards the rest of the people.
Louise will actually use her club she has as like a staff like she usually does, or like a cane like she usually does. She's actually limping on it this time though. Like she usually just kind of has it for show, but this time she's so hurt she's actually limping on it. And she'll walk over to Dono and say, "How are you doing, my friend?" And she'll rub her head.
She says,
All right.
"Not so great. I have no more magic, and I don't feel okay. I want to go home. No more adventure."
Winslow will start touching people and allowing the energy of nature to course through them and heal you guys. So,
I see you wake up from your dream state also.
don't know, that's 6 points you get back.
Holy moly.
Let's see, that is 4 points.
For Louise?
For Luis, yep.
Okay, nice. All right, she's feeling a little bit better.
5, 6 for me. Woohoo.
Uh,
Anybody else need a little love? I got just a little bit more love to give.
If no one else needs it, Louise will take it because she's still feeling a little bad.
Hussey feels fine. On a scale of 1 to 24, he's feeling like a 19.
Oh, you power gamers.
On a scale from 1 to 24, I'm feeling a 10.
Oh, you're right where I'm at.
So, but seriously, Hussey is like, what the fuck? Wait, is the woman still beautiful now that she's dead?
Yes, beautiful as can be.
John walks over and
Missing
hacks
some
her
teeth,
head
though.
off.
As soon as you walk about to do that, John,
Yep.
you hear something come out of the woods, and y'all see 4 ogres charging towards you.
What?
If y'all want a power game, I'm going to power GM. No, I'm joking. Nothing happens.
Oh.
Did you use that last skill on Louise or not? Just wondering.
Yeah, I'll throw it on you.
Yeah,
Oh,
John, you hacked
That's
her
a
head
low
off,
4.
John. And she's still as beautiful as she was.
So Louise will say, "Let's go watch an elf get hung and get hanged, and throw rotten tomatoes at him."
Yes.
Well, wait, let's go in this house.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about the whole reason we came here. I forgot all about that. All right, yeah, Louise will rush over to the door, and she'll first knock on it.
You get no answer or any reply.
Okay, so she will take her cane and she will poke the door open with it.
Yeah. And it's dark in there, of course. I mean, there's natural light, I guess, coming in, but you see nobody, no one, nothing stirring, nothing moving.
She'll take out. She has a clay lamp oil. She'll light up, and there's nothing in there.
Yeah, well, if y'all go in there and search it, there's nobody in there. But if you go in there and search it, since you went in there first, Crystal, roll me a number D100 percentile or whatever.
Okay. I got a 61.
Let's see. You find a what appears to be some type of, you would think probably antique, cotton painted silk tapestry that you would think is going to be pretty valuable. It's probably worth about 250 gold itself.
Wow.
It's about 3 foot wide, about 12 foot long.
Nice. It's worth 250, you said?
Yep, 250 gold if he wants to sell it in a big city, probably.
Nice. Okay, cool.
What about you, Mike?
John is going to stick the heads in a sack and then strip their bodies.
All right. You want to look around in the cabin real quick, or?
Yeah, Winslow will.
All right.
John's not going to go anywhere near the cabin, I don't think.
That's fine. Roll me a 100 then.
49.
Oh, wow. You find, earlier the halfling found some kind of ivory piece of tusk or whatever. You actually find a full-size, what you would know be an ivory elephant tusk. It's heavy, very heavy, probably weighs 50 pounds.
It weighs as much as me.
Yeah, I mean, it's heavy. Of course, John can help you carry it, of course, but it's worth about 250 gold itself. What about you, Alex? You want to look real quick?
Absolutely. I got an 83 and then a 93.
Well, just one. Which one did you get first?
83.
All right. The poor elf. You find a still sealed, a full 16-gallon keg, and you can tell by the writing and stuff on it, of course, that it's some type of fine elvish wine, and you would know it's worth about 250 gold if you sold it since it's still sealed.
Fantastic.
You all are able to go and look behind this cabin, this house, whatever, if you find this stuff, and you're able to find a trail that leads off to a little cave system, and you're able to find a lot of the merchants' wares and their trade goods and With the help of the village, of course, you're able to return everything back to the merchants and are rewarded greatly. Each of you are rewarded probably another 150 gold pieces each from all these merchants for returning their property to them. And that pretty much winds the story up to a point of we get to how the story may end for all of us. Mike, tell me how the story is going to end for your characters.
Winslow will hang around, and if he doesn't need to walk any further, he's fine with that. And he'll start connecting with all the creatures that are in this area. He won't go around town much, but he will hang out with all the woodland creatures. John is going to look for the next payday. Like, okay, this was fun. Let's find the next. Where's the next adventure at? Where's the next tomb to raid? And he will gladly give Sarah more money and just say, please remember me if I happen to come through again. And he will take off.
All right, perfect. Alex, how's it going to end for your two characters?
Well, I know what one of my characters is going to do, and then I'll have to hear what the other one... Okay, so... Hasi is had about enough of this magic tomfoolery, and he's decided that he can't really trust anything that happened. And he goes in front of the courts or whatever, and he says, you know what? I think that elf was charmed by a witch to attack us. Because all the time we traveled with him, he never acted like that. We killed the witch. I think he's free of his curse. And then Hasi does his best to try and make up for almost getting somebody killed over a wand. And then he continues to wander around singing songs and slaying monsters.
All right.
And then as for Dono, I don't know. It's going to depend on what Lucy does.
Speaking of that, Lucy, tell me what Lucy, how the story ends for her, but don't tell me about Doran, because I have a splendid ending for Doran.
Okay. Louise, she will travel with, still looking for adventure. I mean, she still wants to do all the things she was always told she couldn't do. So she says, oh, I heard that there's this gnome village where they build these fascinating airships, and they allow people to jump out of those airships with large cloths that catch the wind, and you can ride them all the way down. Let's go check out that and see what that's all about. And she climbs onto the shoulder of her lizard friend, and they go off to have more adventure.
That's exactly what Dono does.
Perfect. Perfect endings. But the story really is going to end this way. First of all, we go to the beautiful pink-haired, blonde-haired girl that was enamored somewhat by Hasi. The next night, you see her walk into the dark of late to one of the side streets as she starts talking to a hooded figure again, whispering things. The only words you're able to pick up is meddling, in the way, too much, we need to act now. That is one part of the way the story ends. We skip back to yesterday evening as this great battle went on between these pack of rats, this jackal creature that transformed in front of you, and this beautiful woman that maybe she was a witch, maybe she was more, who knows. But as this battle raged on between your group and those three, you pan on out into the forest there that no one saw. You see these two humans that are hooded and cloaked. They're standing out there with their hoods and their cloaks around them. One of them is standing there with a longbow. The other one taps him on the shoulder and he goes, "Not yet, Francis. Not yet." Francis turns and looks and goes, "These damn meddling adventurers, though, they're going to get in the way of things." "Not yet, Francis. Not yet. Put the bow down." He lets the string go. As you see these two hooded, cloaked figures walk off from the forest as the battle is intensifying between you. You don't see them again. Then we go back the next morning as Hasi makes the plea to the halfling mayor about the jail door, and she listens intently to your words. You leave Hasi without any type of answer from her, but you can tell she is intently thinking about what you've told her. After you leave and walk off, you don't see the beautiful gold and lined coach supported by these horses, beautiful horses that rise up to the front of the deal there, and they get out. Coachman does, and he opens the door. You see this beautiful, regal, elven woman get out of it. Always gets himself into trouble. Always gets himself into trouble. This will be the last time for another 200 years before I will help him out. She walks in and approaches Jenny Sandfoot, the mayor. They have a conversation. Jenny goes and opens door and lets him out of the cage, the jail cell. Door, and you come walking out. As you see your grandmother standing there in front of you, you start to hang your head, Doran, and she walks up to you and she grabs you by the ear. Of course, the top of the elven ear, not the bottom. As she pulls down, jerks down on it, and she pulls you out to the coach. And she slaps you lightly across the face and says, "You have got to behave for the next 100 years. I'm getting too old for this shit." That will be the end of the adventure known as Rage in Ravene Woods.
Can I add to that real quick?
You can.
Okay, yeah. When they come to get him in his cell, he's tried to prepare his spells in his mind. His idea was he would cast sleep on the guards and quickly run away when they came to get him. But the shackles that they have on him seem to be able to absorb his magic, and so he just can't. And when they come, he says, "So I guess it's time." And they unlock his shackles and say, "Actually, you're free to go." "Well, you're free to go with the person that came to get you." And he kind of looks and says, "Person that came to get me." And when he sees his grandmother, a look of extreme fear fills his face. And he says, No, it's okay. No, we can just go to the gallows right now. Come on, take me. And then his grandmother comes and grabs his ear and slaps him.
Perfect. Perfect ending for everyone.
Yes.
That was Untold Adventures.
You missed the most important question. I can't believe you forgot. Did Hasi manage to give the woman the orange hair dye he had been trying to give her the entire time?
If you stayed around a few days, yep, you would have been able to do that.
Great, because he doesn't want it, and she has such pretty hair, she clearly dyes it. Alright, he gives
and
it
who
to her.
knows? Who knows? We may get to come back to the next adventure and find out who all these mysterious cloaked hooded figures are that was fixing to drive an arrow into one of y'all. But hey,
Woohoo.
this ends this one.